I'm getting. And we're almost there.
I would like to have a role play.
And we're almost there. And we're almost there. And hi, everybody.
I want to take
hello, Randy and Ox, who are in the chat. I don't know who else is there. And thank you, Jenny, for coming on like you normally do whenever you can. I appreciate that. And we have Peter tonight. He decided to come join us, so that's fun. And we were just talking about welding. It's a 15-minute conversation about welding. So, Jenny, is there any topic you want to hit on tonight historically? You've usually got something to say, so I thought I'd ask you first.
No, I don't have anything about history I want to talk about.
Fair enough. What about you, Peter?
My brain is history. I can say that.
Well, I'm working on that. I'm trying to get there. What about Peter? What about you, Peter? What's on your mind? Did you mute yourself? I hear nothing. Peter.
How's this? Is this any
okay,
better?
there.
Yeah, see? All this tech stuff, so...
Jesus, I can see your house from here.
Actually, you could. Let me check.
Let me check. Let me see if you can see my house from here.
Yeah, but hold on. Oh, I have to start my virtual camera. And then there's my house.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, you live out in the woods. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Got a nice fenced-in yard, lots of trees. Do you have like those far away neighbors, or is there people close by?
Let me show you. Oh, wrong picture. Wrong picture. Damn. There you go. There's the driveway. And
nice.
So I'm standing on my closest neighbor's yard. So that's he's a farmer, and that's where I actually rent the property. And the buildings are mine, but I still rent the property.
Right.
So
cool. That's great. That's kind of how I grew up. I grew up way out in the middle of nowhere, and the first farm we lived on was 110 acres, and the second one was 35. And every place we lived, the neighbors were at least a mile away from us.
Yeah,
so,
that's our
nice.
only view out into civilization.
Looks pretty good to me.
And that's usually these guys.
Right.
So no people.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Which is great.
Absolutely. That kind of looks like how it looked in our field growing up. We my mother and father had bought us all the kids' ponies and 2 horses for them. And they couldn't find a pony for me, and I was little anyways, you know. So they the last female they bought was pregnant. So I had to wait for the foal to be born. It took forever. So they bought him when I was 6. And then by the time the foal was born, my mother had to sell them. I mean, he was just little still. He wasn't big enough to ride or anything. So she had to sell them because my dad wasn't paying the bills, and he lied to us. Anyway, so she sold them off and found like these good people and blah, blah, blah. And she sold them way too cheap. And those fuckers sold them to like a glue factory. Yep. And she cried for 2 weeks over that. We loved those fucking animals. She thought they were going to like, you know, oh, we got this, we got that. And back then when, you know, in the 70s, when somebody said, I'm going to do this, you just believed them because people didn't lie. You found like one crook in 200, you know?
Mhm.
So she just didn't check on it because who would back then, you know?
Yeah.
Hi, Andy.
I still remember that a friend of ours came over and he had 2 pheasants. It turned out to be gold pheasants, a pair of gold pheasants, and he asked my father if he could kill them so they could eat them. And he said sure. And we had I don't know what that's called,
A meal?
bird cage, bird cage outside, big bird cage.
Coop?
Yeah,
called
but
a
with mostly tropical birds. I think there's a different name for it, but anyway, so he went out and back and released the pheasants into the coop and said, "What did you pay for them?" And he paid him what he had paid for him, and he said, "Now go to a butcher because I'm not going to kill an animal for you. That is not going to happen." So yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
why would you kill an animal if you've got a butcher that has already killed animals?
Because the butcher doesn't handle fresh salmon and charges too much for it when they do.
But hold on, Jenny. Do I need to explain you? Salmon are fish,
Yeah,
not fowl.
Stabbing.
they're animals. Yeah,
Stabbing her fish. That's amazing. Thank you, Peter.
Yeah. They wouldn't last in a coop. Not long, anyway.
well, no, not in a coop. They wouldn't. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Not even flying fish would make it.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't either. Birds of a feather stick together, and if you got no feathers, hey, you know.
Yeah.
So, Andy, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Feathers.
I was just thinking about, one, I'm a vegetarian, so I wouldn't eat pheasant anyway, but I'm sure there must be a YouTube video out there in case people don't know how to butcher a pheasant, right? Wouldn't there be? That would be a source of knowledge.
You know, I wouldn't doubt it. There's videos on everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
Although they might consider that too much like blood and gore. They might not allow that.
True enough. They'd have to use
somebody,
chicken, maybe.
Yeah. I heard somebody put on like, I don't know, a video of some kind of like a sore or somebody got injured and they cut it and said it was blood and gore.
There's a lot of shit on YouTube. I once, and I still have nightmares about that. I once saw a guy who had an English bulldog, and on air, just for fun, he threw it down the stairs and then stomped on him. And and YouTube didn't take it down.
But they take down gay content.
Yes.
Or if you say something bad about the president when he was current.
Yes.
Yep.
And they don't take down people providing misinformation about COVID vaccines. Also not a problem.
I just know they haven't taken down any of my pimple popping videos.
That's bloody.
That is so disgusting.
I don't have any pimple popping videos. They are disgusting.
That is an infection.
Is a fine sport.
It's an infection.
Yep.
It's like it's toxic, infectious crap. And people now, I mean, I do think it's pretty cool when sometimes like, okay, so I get a hair that pops out on my nose randomly. I pulled it for years, and now it doesn't really come out anymore. But for years, it would like be this little blonde, rough, grayish hair, and so I would pull on it, and it would be like this long. But you couldn't tell there was anything under the skin. It was on my nose. It's not like I had any place to hide, you know. And so hold on, who we got coming in here? Ah, shit, it's Dick.
Dick the dog.
How's it going, everybody?
Hi, Dick. Glad you could make it. Thanks for coming, Randy. So I find morbidly fascinating the hair thing, because these guys will have like a little pimple, and then the hair they pull out's like 2 foot long. How the fuck was that?
My buddy's got that, and the pimple comes from an ingrown hair.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, it just depends on what.
Common.
Yeah, because you can have like small ingrown hair and it turns into a pimple, but some of those guys have like these in their faces. Like it would have been if they had shaved it all that hadn't shaved it all that, they'd have like a Richard beard, you know. I mean, that's how long that shit is. They're pulling it out and they're over here still pulling it, and I'm like,
Well, the weird thing about you guys and fur on your face and stuff, all that fur on your face used to be inside your head. Just remember that.
So what you're saying, Jenny, is
Hey,
that we're
Kevin.
furry on the inside?
Sounds like.
That's
I wondered what that itch was.
So no one can ever truly shave their balls perfectly. Is this the end result of this then?
you know, I don't know. You know, they make. Have you guys heard of the Manscaped kit?
Heard of them?
Yeah, so they actually make clippers and what's the clippers just look kind of like, you know, hair trimmers, not cutters, but trimmers, pretty much what they look like. But they make like special heads on it and covers and things, and they put in like shaving cream, and it's all for your balls.
Yeah.
It's a Manscaped kit.
Funny you should mention that.
Well, I mean,
So
you could trim your face and, you know, ears.
There's this apologist who tried that out, and
Oh, I'm hurt now. I'm ball hurt now.
just
That sounded like Otangelo.
that is Otangelo.
Okay, you know, I had him on a stream. Did I ever tell you that? I had him come in.
Did I tell you that I'm going to do a show with him?
Look, no, this is what. First of all, let me say hi to Jen. Hi, beautiful.
Hey, Jen.
Hi.
So he was in the chat, and he usually comes into my chats, and he's like, "Oh, religion. Oh, you guys are wrong." And I was like, "Look, Otangelo, you know," and everybody's kicking him out. So he kept coming back in. And the third time he came in, or maybe the fourth, I said, "No, don't kick him." I said, "Come on up here. Let him come up here." And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, he can come up here and he can talk. I'm not talking about
I would
religion
like to
tonight,
have a
but if
role play.
he's on topic, I'm cool with it." And he came up and he stayed for like 30 minutes, and we had a good conversation. We were talking about hobbies and stuff. And he was cool. I was like, he's fine if you just get him away from religion. He's not a bad guy.
And then
I'm going to do. I'm going to do a show. I'm going to do a
And then he left.
orgies.
I would like to have a role play. Yeah.
So no, I'm going
By
to
the
do a
way,
show
Dave,
with.
love the new
with-
haircut.
You like what?
I like your haircut. It looks awesome.
You know, everybody thinks I got my hair cut, but I'm wearing a Bluetooth earbud,
I am
and
on my
I don't
phone,
have my
so
hat
the
and my
picture's small.
headphones on. That's all it is. This is
Is it
actually
really?
kind of long.
It's only because you're on my phone and it's a small picture. So.
Oh no, but other people said that on Monday too, and I was like, no, I'm just.
Oh, wow.
I just don't. I was putting on a hat, but to keep the headphones up off my head a little bit because my head's so small.
Yeah.
And even though my brother re-sewed the Velcro to make it smaller for me, it was still uncomfortable. So I was wearing a hat, and I said, well, you know what? I have these fucking earbuds. I've had them for how long? Why am I wearing these now?
Yeah, earbuds are so much better when you're streaming.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Peter helped me check the sound, and he said the earbud sound was horrible compared to what I'm using now. So I'm just using the webcam mic, but I'm going to buy
Yeah.
one soon. Yeah. How are you,
Do you have
Jen?
your eye?
Sorry?
Huh?
What?
Dick?
What?
Oh, do you have your eye on a certain mic? I did a couple years audio engineering school and whatnot, and kind of know a thing or two
No,
there.
I haven't looked yet. Because finally, after filing my shit on like February 3rd, the IRS said, "Okay, here's your money now."
Oh,
So
I
now
wish.
I'm going to buy
Oh.
one. So I haven't looked. I just got it today.
What's your budget?
So-
What's your budget?
I don't know. I usually try to say like around $100-ish for stuff.
Okay,
You know.
Then get yourself an Audio Technica AT2020 USB, and you will not regret it.
Put that in the chat for me.
Will do.
Thanks. They're around $100.
Yeah.
They're not, or they're not big and bulky. I don't have I live in a tiny home, Dick. I gotta minimize. Gotta minimize size. Only skinny chicks can come in here with me because there's not a room for me and a fat chick.
Right here. That's the mic.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one you
Same
use?
here.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Dollar for dollar, it's the best mic for the value. You cannot get better audio quality than that for that money. No way.
Awesome. Good to know. Yeah, everybody go get you one of those then. Yeah, if it's $100, then that's not bad at all. That is not bad at all. So what's going on with you, Jen?
Yeah, I'm back up in Perth at the moment. I've had to take my brother up for a medical assessment for potential for a transplant. So up
Good.
here for a few days. So staying in a hotel.
Nice.
Right.
Purple.
Kinda cool. Almost like a holiday.
Everybody must be, is it like Wednesday everybody's bored? I never have this many people on.
Hey, Purple's here too.
Well,
All right.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you,
Purple.
lovely?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just tired.
Oh yeah. I was
You
I was
sounded-
coming home after work and I was starting to like nod off driving home and I was like, I need to open a window and smoke a cigarette. Jesus Christ. But now I'm all jacked up and wide awake. So
I'll
That makes me
probably
ask
be
what type
awake
of
in an
cigarette were
hour
you
or two.
smoking?
I'm
say
sorry.
that, wait a minute.
Since
Say that again,
yesterday.
Purple.
I'll probably be wide awake again in an hour or two.
Oh, okay.
Just in time from when I should be going to bed.
Right. Yeah. You and Sam, your sleep schedules are all fucked right now. It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. What were you saying, Jen?
Oh, I was saying if you're all jacked up, I'm wondering what kind of cigarette you were smoking.
Oh no, those make me mellow. They don't jack me up.
How long did you go today, Perp, after I left?
We went till about 3:30.
Okay.
There you go, Dick. Read that one. That one's for you. "20 years ago."
I was just going to answer that. I did audio engineering school and right after high school and then went off in bands and whatnot. And I've been using the good gear all my life too. It's just when you get a mic like one of these and you record yourself to do like a YouTube video or whatever and you hear it back, you just go, oh. And it's orgasmic. It's unbelievable, man. You love it, It's so good.
And what that tells me is Dick loves the sound of his own voice.
Well, I like the sound of my own guitar and drums and everything else that I use
Dick's
with this
Dick
mic with
loves
too,
the
though.
sound of his voice. That's what I'm getting here.
Yeah.
It's part of being a dick.
It is.
Dick can be a dick. It's true, but Dick has never been a dick with me. So I always invite him back.
Thank you. I only do it to those who earn it and deserve it.
Same. No, I don't even do that. I just go, I don't have time for you, and I just kick them out and block them.
Oh, I
That's
have to
what I
learn
do.
that trick. Please teach me.
Oh, I do it on Twitter and everything. If somebody puts something ignorant and stupid on Twitter and they're being assholes or they're commenting on other people's stuff,
Yep.
I just block them. I don't have time for it. I don't need to add drama to my life.
I started doing that about 2 weeks ago, and my followers are going right up now, and Twitter is no longer a cesspool that I shy away from all the time. It's actually enjoyable.
And I tell
It's
people
working
that. They're
really
like,
well.
oh, Twitter stresses me out. Just block them.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Don't play into it. That's what they
Hey,
want you to do.
If
You're
Twitter's
giving them
stressing you
power
out,
over you.
take a fucking day off.
Yeah.
Twitter is not your life. Get off it for a bit.
I don't even take a day off. I just, oh, damn, wait a minute. I got me a cowboy.
How's
it going?
Hey, babe.
What's
Hey,
up,
Will.
How are
Will?
you?
Hey, Will.
I was cleaning and I saw Jen was here, so I came to say hello. Hi, everyone.
Oh,
Hi.
not
Hi.
for me. You just came over because Jen's here. Fine. You know what? I don't have time for your shit.
Aw.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You, buddy. I'm just kidding. How you doing?
living the dream. I literally am where everyone else is trying to get to. I'm cleaning my house, living my life, enjoying life.
Rock on.
Same old end of the school year blues, cursing out teachers, telling people, if I see you on the streets, you better be ready to fight. Same old stuff. Same old stuff, nothing new,
All I have to say is this. Hold on. Will, who did you piss off this week?
The entire school system. I almost got a license for the entire school system taken away, and it was literally up to me. Because I don't act like it, but I actually have a real professional job, and I have to pull rank on people sometimes. So 500 kids almost lost their ASD program because I'm a bitter a-hole, and I chose not to be the Grinch that stole everyone's schooling.
Whoa, dude, you got to explain this. Come on, let's hear the story.
I work with special needs adults in real life. My family owns a property that on 65 acres, they house 108 adults. I have 175 employees. And so I know a thing or two about licensing and about like what's legal and what's not legal. And so I am a nightmare to the school system. Just to not go off for hours, I'm a nightmare because you can't lie to me and you can't bullshit me. I know every subsection. I literally come with the book because I can't remember a damn thing because I smoke weed all day.
Hey, Jenny.
Hi. So, long story short,
Oh, that's a nice big room, Jen. That's cool.
It is. It's not bad. There's a bar fridge in here like you normally get in Telly. There's a it's not a shared bathroom, so it's a bathroom I've got our own, so it's not too bad. $100 a night, not too bad.
Oh, that's not bad. I
Well,
like
the
those
room
high
I
ceilings.
actually booked though, because they fucked up the booking. Right here and go, we've got no booking for you, and I'm like, well, you should do because I fucking did it last week. But they're trying to find and go, okay, because in Australia we have this thing called PATS, which is patients assisted travel, where the government helps to pay for travel for patients who live in the country if they have to come into the city to see specialists. So
Nice.
they also pay part of the bill for the hotel. So this had to be booked in my brother's name because, he has to claim it back.
Right.
So I said, well, maybe the girl I spoke to booked it in my name instead. Look that up. No, that's not the case. Okay, look, we'll find you a room. We obviously messed up. So they go, what? They turn to Rob and go, what's your name? They look at the name. Your name's in the computer. You must have stayed here before. Never stayed here before. So
We put
the
you
girl
in,
did
but
the
we didn't
booking.
give you a room.
Yeah, put all his details in 3 times on the system and never booked the room. So we ended up actually with a better room for less money, but we wanted 3 nights. We can only have this room for 2 nights, and then they're going to shift us into something else. But if Rob doesn't have to stay up in this area for the hospital, we're probably going to stay with family for the last night instead.
So am I the only person where the blues are fading out in Jen's picture?
No, it's happening. I see it too.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm not having a stroke.
Part of her is black and white, part of her is color. That's weird.
Sorry.
Jen
it's just
Jen
this
looks like
room
she's
is
been
really
colorized
weird
by
colour.
one of these bad websites.
Or
that
Technicolor.
colorize your black and white
Technicolor,
picture.
There's no
1950.
lights on in here, and there's only light coming through one window. So you've got sort of daylight, but it's not very much light. So the camera's trying to compensate.
My health's
Well,
been crappy
to be
lately.
fair,
Making sure.
Jen, this is a history show, and you showing up in black and white will fit the theme. I think we should have all done that.
Well,
I agree.
I can.
Stool.
No
Stool's bringing
stool.
it back to purple stream. We were talking about dogging earlier and how it's a real thing.
Still, she's on her phone. Give her a break.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Be fair.
No, Stool's bringing up what we were talking about earlier. Because Stool,
I walk around in the dark. Yay!
I mean, if
Oh,
there's
you're gonna make
one,
me puke. I gotta quit looking at you.
if there's one person
No,
who
it's
can
not.
complain about camera, it's Stool. I mean, he's been
Stool.
bitching. He's been bitching
Yes,
about
yes,
his camera
Stool.
for as long as he's got it.
I'm surprised
So-
he's able to get a camera operating when he's in the same room.
Different centuries. They're just not compatible.
Oh my God, you guys. All right, Andy,
Yes,
what's on your mind?
I was about to do this kick-ass. Oh, am I freezing? Okay, I was. What's on my mind? Nothing much, really. I'm just here
Oh, really?
relaxing. You know, I'm sure I'll be angry about something in a couple of minutes.
I want you to do news on the new oxygenating humans through the rectal cavity.
Yeah, I don't think that's real.
No, it is.
What?
That sounds like something that Trump would recommend.
I'll go on Twitter and I'll send you a link. Hold on. You know what? Let me just get the link and
Just say what?
I'll put it in the chat.
I knew
Because I heard
that
it.
worked at customs.
I didn't believe it either. I thought it was a joke.
Okay. Is this news article where was this science experiment where they were showing that mammals can actually breathe through their stomach lining?
I don't know the particulars. I haven't had a chance to.
I believe it is.
I probably would have
Look-
thought it was a joke too, although I did know that
No,
some
no, it's
turtles
not.
are able to do it, so it is known in other vertebrates.
Really?
Yeah,
Was this
it's also
talking
been
about
shown
amphibians?
that mammals can do it too. So it is actually
Was this-
possible to breathe.
No one,
Was this
No
maybe
one-
published on The Onion?
no one gets to put a
No.
tube up my ass and blow air up my ass. No,
No, yeah, it's part of why some turtles can stay underwater so long, is that they can actually breathe through their butt.
So,
I have
so
an air
I've got a question.
compressor.
If this works in humans, which I hardly doubt, because I doubt we'd have enough. I doubt there'd be enough mass within. You could get enough oxygen mass through the stomach lining to get enough oxygen to keep the brain functional in a human. But if it did work in humans,
Well, they're
if
doing
you-
it with pigs.
Yes, but pigs are a bit smaller and don't require as much oxygen to their brain because we've got bigger brains, so we need more oxygen.
Enough
what's the
about
point of doing
Republicans.
it? I don't get that. So and why would somebody
no.
think? Of,
Well,
Yeah.
part of it was if they can make it work, it's an option if you're having to do lung surgery and stuff like that to help oxygenate blood. It could be a useful thing. But that aside, I doubt they're going to find many human applications for it. But the question I was going to
I
ask:
got one.
if you pumped helium up their ass instead of oxygen, would their voice go higher?
No, you start talking like
Ooh.
Quantum Eraser then.
Or would it pucker up your ass and you don't shit for a week?
Or is it like when
Yeah,
you
I'll-
take NOS and you go into a hole? When you take like nitrous oxide?
I don't.
I-
no,
I
don't-
thought it would just mean the
It's-
farts would be a higher pitch.
That's literally your brain cells dying.
Thank you, Perks.
The only thing I think of when people start breathing through their anus is that's going to take bad breath to the next level. I think it might just be me, but
But
Oh,
if
Don't
you're,
make me
if you're on vacation,
really break it down. The people are clean and people douche on the regular. People that do butt
If you're-
stuff, they're some of the cleanest human beings you've ever known in your
People that
life.
do butt stuff.
True.
That's because there's never any
That's
time that
Danny
something's not
Lambert.
going on in there.
If you're-
that actually
if you're
means
a
that you
snorkeler on
can
vacation
pick those
and
people
you
out
attach
by
the
just talking
snorkel to your ass, you would get a way better view of the corals and stuff because you could get a little bit deeper. So there's a bonus,
Now-
right?
Now I want someone to draw a cartoon of that.
I
So
guess
I
it would
watched-
be handy, like you
Head
got a
down,
guy in the
butts up,
water,
looking at the
he's stuck in a
or-
car, and only his ass is in the air. You could oxygenate him.
So I absolutely love the movie Citizen Kane, but I watched it obsessively before the election, and it scared me, and I stopped watching it. So I love your background, Andy. I love it.
you
was
just
thinking
you just
of
like the idea of thinking
Ace
about a road
Ventura
trip.
talking out his ass.
Great background. Great background.
Thank you.
The whole towards the end of the election, I got a little jumpy. I was like, "Oh crap, this guy may win." So I got a little scared.
So
Does
true.
this mean if you want to kidnap somebody, you have to not only put the thing over their mouth, you have to cover their ass as well? Or asking for a
And
friend.
someone's always talking.
So
shit
in
behind your
real
back.
life, when the average human being gets shot, they expel because we're constantly glitching. So when when a normal person gets shot, they usually poop or pee on themselves. Little
Yeah, no,
unknown
it's
fact.
true.
Little unknown fact, but when people get shot, they expel completely.
And
Not an
people will
unknown
also
fact
do
to
that when
first
they die.
responders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to head out, everyone. We're going to hit the road. Thank you. Have
Thanks.
a good stream, and I will talk to you all
Thanks,
later. Love you, Will.
Thanks.
Love you too.
Bye.
Thanks for
Aw.
stopping by.
Bye.
So I'm looking at a Snopes article that says, can some turtles breathe through their buttholes, basically, when underwater? And it's a true rating. Yeah, it's a true rating. So
Well, first I want to say that Dick said, if I burp right now, does this make it a fart? And Dave said, so now if someone farts, do we say God bless you?
I'm at the point in my life where God bless you is offensive. I just don't even want to
You
hear
know,
it
it
anymore.
doesn't bother me because I just figure that's their way of saying I love you. So I just let it go. If someone says I'm going to pray for you, I'm like, go ahead. You know,
I'm still
Okay,
surrounded
now
by,
now
it's
now
not
I
going
have
to do me
now I
any
have
good,
to
but you
step
can
in.
do if it makes you feel better.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
surrounded
Yeah,
by
so-
religious people, and they're constant every day. And I keep my mouth shut. I don't say anything. I'm polite, but every
That's
day
amazing.
they're trying to pull
But-
me back. Though they're trying to
But-
well, if we just chip away at them, we'll pull them back. You know, it's
well, you know,
I've
if
been
they're,
gone
if,
for a
if they're
while.
saying it to screw with you, then that deserves a response.
That's not cool.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold
That's
on.
deserved.
This isn't a comment on religion. This is a comment on Christianity. Because if you take the necktie all the way back, it goes to Egypt, and it keeps the emotions away so that the head can do its workday. Right? That's what the necktie's for. And it's based on religion from Egypt as well. So it can't be a religious argument.
hell
That's
are
a
you talking
Christian
about?
argument. The necktie
that
goes
makes
back to
I
Egypt.
also
Will just jumped
B, I
off the
also-
screen to take his necktie off.
I'm
No, I'm
just-
kidding.
Oh no,
Are
I'm
you
still
saying
gonna
I
roll.
should
I'm
have a
just being
necktie
polite.
on
I
my
just don't want to
penis?
smoke on
Is that
shirt.
what you're saying, Dick?
B,
Say it again,
I
Andy.
also need to quote Seth Andrews on this. In every bless you, there's a teeny tiny fuck you.
Thank you. When I lived in Portland, like someone would ask you, like, "Hey, do you have a cigarette?" And you'd be like, "No," even though you were
Yep.
smoking. They'd be like, "Okay, bless you." It really meant "fuck you."
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
Well, yeah,
That's
it's
a
all
good
about how
point.
they say it. Well, you got that Southern thing. Well, bless your heart. That just means you're a fucking idiot. You know. But there's some. But I have met a lot of
I
people,
always
and usually
get-
when they say I'm going to pray for you, I'm going to pray for you. Most of them actually mean it. So whatever. And if they say it sarcastically, then I say, you know, if that's what makes your boat float, you just go ahead and do it. I don't care what you do.
I will say the one thing
I just laugh. I just laugh. It's like, hey, that's what's
That's
working
funny.
for you.
I get an awful lot. I get an awful lot of, I don't care what you think. I'm going to say this anyways. You know, praise God. And it's like, you do understand that starting a conversation off with, I'm going to disrespect you and say whatever the fuck I want against you anyway, is you
Well, I've
being the
learned-
asshole.
from
Or
this community. of all
the
places,
ever-
I'll admit, I've learned to say which God. Someone will be like, "Do you believe in God?" And I'll say which God. And around here, that makes people so angry they walk away. It actually worked. Something on the internet I learned actually
Or-
worked.
Or
Shocking.
if somebody says, I'll pray for you, you just say, I'll think for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also
Writing
the
that down.
ever popular. I don't want to be offensive, but
Oh,
Yeah.
that means
I'm
they're
not
gonna.
trying to offend you, but
yeah.
what if you were trying not to offend me? You keep your mouth shut
I
Yeah,
stop
and
shut
just
the
people.
walk
fuck up.
away.
I stop people. I honestly, when someone says that, I'll stop them and be like, "Okay, at this point of the conversation, do you want to fight me? Because you're about to say something that we're probably going to end up fighting over."
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't want to
'cause that
punch you in the
fucking-
face, but
That butt completely negates everything they said up to that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tubian said that
There's
there's
a
Ross
good comment
says-
in the. Oh yeah,
Roz says God bless you means have a magically enchanted day.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. Because God bless you is to keep the spirits in when you sneeze, because supposedly they could escape then, right? Like
That's what
the
I've been
hell,
saying.
people?
Thank you, Dick. I've been saying that for years now. I'm like, why are we still saying that? We know we're not expelling demons when we sneeze.
I know.
And we know that, you know, when you sneeze that your heart's not going to stop. Like permanently.
Well, you never
So-
see me sneeze. I do this whole break
Why
dance
do we
move.
say it?
Habit.
Go ahead, Will.
It's ingrained in culture now. That's the problem. We have so many things based on the, once Christianity was brought into Rome and it became the thing, that's bled into modern day society real bad. We have all kinds of them. You know, what are you going to do
people-
now? You can't erase them.
And
I
people
just
make
say
it up here.
Gesundheit. when people
There's
sneeze.
all kinds of stuff that's made up from the Bible that's not even in the Bible that people make up.
Oh yeah.
Constantly talking about the devil, constantly saying, "Oh, the devil does this, and the devil sits on the throne of this and this." Show me where it says that anywhere. You know?
Yeah, that's in
Yeah, and then
what are those evangelist
Show
type
us how he plays
BS, like
violin.
Southern States. Woo,
So what
you
happens
know?
here is we'll have a festival like the Rose Parade, or we'll have like the Rose Bowl or some major event like a Lakers game. I go to a lot of hockey games. The evangelicals wait for the people to leave, and they'll have their 10-foot to 15-foot signs saying, "You're going to hell if you're into this, this, and this." I'm usually
Wow.
for like 12 of the 15, you know, on the list.
I love butt stuff and sucking cock. That's
When
cool
they-
for you.
no, but like it's weird. Like the one thing I miss about Dodger Stadium is the Cholos chased them off. So the Cholos got tired of the evangelicals, you know,
Solos.
What's a
Mexican
Cholo?
gangsters, big Mexican
Oh, okay.
gangster dudes. Sorry, LA speak. But so you know, people around here would just get tired of that because we're just going there to have a good time, you know.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Cholo still means the same thing it did when I was 21. I thought for sure it was something different by now.
I know they change everything.
I
Yeah,
thought
every-
they were
I'm not. I'm
Taco
40,
Bell.
so my lingo isn't too hip at all.
Me
What was
either.
that,
I'm
Randy?
50.
I heard cellos, and I was wondering how
I said I
Yo-Yo
thought
Ma had
they were
anything
the
to do with
little-
this.
Hey, you've never.
Cinnamon.
Whoa,
That's a
whoa,
hardcore
whoa.
gang.
Thanks for
I'm
coming.
down.
Yo,
you
Ma.
guys.
Yo, Ma.
Randy, what were you saying?
I thought a cholo was one of the little cinnamon things you get from Taco Bell for dessert.
That's a churro. And those are bomb. I make those from scratch. Those are bomb.
Okay, well, that brings up an interesting question. Do other languages change as much as
I don't know.
English does?
Yeah, we were talking about this on Noodles stream. In where I live, we have a language called Spanglish. People in Mexico have no idea what we're saying here. People who speak English would have no idea, but it's its own language.
It's the same with French Canada versus France. Half of French Canada and half of France can't understand each other, and yet it's from the same language. It's because it's diverged so much at this point. It's crazy.
Same with Louisiana. My niece lives in France. She teaches English to French kids. She went to New Orleans and kind of laughed because she had no idea what anybody was saying because it's an American version of French.
Well, you know what's
Yeah.
interesting? I'm
Yeah,
just looking
Cajun.
at. I just googled the question: what language is changing the fastest? And due to social, this is from the Guardian. Due to social media and instant messaging, English is considered to be evolving at a faster rate now than any other time in history.
Well, yeah, because the kids want to make slangs for everything. Because by God, I mean,
not
it
gonna
all.
say
I
what
feel
the
like
next-
it all started with okay. That's
No,
where it
but
all started.
language is
We decided
inherent,
the A and Y was just too much to write down. Because back then we used to like write things. You know, we didn't have computers and shit. And so it all started with okay, and then now here we are, and everything's a fucking what do
It's
they
a
call it?
trash can. I call English, American English is a trash can.
What's that called?
Trash can.
Abbreviation. Everything's an abbreviation.
Well,
I don't know
Acronyms.
what it's in the US, but here in Holland, MSN Messenger fucked up the entire language because everyone stopped using vowels.
Well, if you people would just get a little discipline in your lives and pick up a copy of the Associated Press style book and live by it, none of this would happen.
I think
well,
also
actually,
we
another
look at
thing that I've heard is that, because they're so used to texting on their phones and saving characters and everything,
oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
that some young people actually wind up feeling offensive when you start using punctuation.
Oh yeah,
That putting a period at the end of the sentence is somehow
Yeah,
like
that's-
slamming the point home.
Oh, they're
That
so
is-
lost. I
yeah.
haven't even tried to understand that. Language, it's something that's never stopped. Like when we look at time is something that's constantly going, but just because we're locked in a point, we always look at life in moments. And language is the same way. Language is not stopping. It's been progressing since the people that were throwing spears at each other, and it's not going to stop.
Well,
100 years from
We
now,
wouldn't.
we would not be able to understand people if we came back 100. We would not be able
We-
to know damn word they're
We
saying.
wouldn't have.
Right.
We wouldn't have English as a language without the evolution of language.
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
so, like we all
I'd
speak
find a way to
Offspeak
get
too.
slapped still.
you know, like I doubt if I went speaking my West Coast speak where Dick Dawson lives, people would be like, "Are you real? I thought people only talk like that in the movies." You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can
Well,
do
it does
that too.
diverge
Oh, yeah.
into it does diverge into the different regional dialects because I know somebody from the deep south. I have trouble understanding them.
I have family members from Savannah, Georgia, and sometimes I feel like I need an interpreter, and I'm not even trying to be mean.
Yeah, we have this one patient who calls into work, and she's Mexican, and that's fine. I'm used to the accents and stuff now. When I first moved here, it really screwed with me. But her accent is so thick, and she talks so quiet, and like this, and she doesn't enunciate, and she kind of mumbles, and she talks like this. I don't know what the fuck she's saying. I always give the phone. I'm like, can you hold, please? And I go, Michelle, take this. I can't. I can't. I don't have no clue what she's saying. I think her name is like Virginia Beach or something. I don't know what it is.
So you don't speak accent?
Virginia Beach.
It was Virginia something.
I speak mumbles, Spanglish, Peggy Hill Spanish. I speak all kinds of weird languages.
Peggy Hill Spanish.
B, I'm going to step out here.
Okay, Jenny. Thank you for coming.
I
Okay, bye, Jenny.
I may come back and I may not. No problem.
Okay, well, I'll be here either way.
Okay, no.
All right.
Jenny,
Bye, honey.
Jenny,
What?
are you going to practice welding?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just curious. Just curious.
Blue now.
None of the people in here will know what the hell we're talking about.
Well, we were talking about welding before we came on, and we were discussing like TIG versus MIG, stick versus wire welding, and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, Jenny knows how to weld. She's like, oh, I'm a shit welder.
And you had to explain what nickels were.
Yeah, nickels.
Yeah.
But anyways, Jenny, thank you for coming, and I hope I see you.
With a bag of nickels. That's all right. Later.
Bye,
Catch you
honey.
later.
A bag of
I wonder why
nickels.
Americans who don't speak German say, "Is it okay?" I'm gonna try it. Is it Gunderheit, Gunderheit,
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit?
I say Gesundheit. That's what I always say. Gesundheit. Yeah.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
correct.
What is
When
a
we
gazelle?
were
How the
growing
hell
up,
do
Hey,
I-
Werner von Braun when he came over.
when we were growing up, my mother used to use random other languages for stuff. Like she used Gesundheit, and she used something that was originated with the Gypsies, and she used something that originated with the it was Semitic, and she would just randomly say like stuff for that, or like thank you or I love you or something. She'd come up with something.
Is
So we
Scheisse
kind
a
of
real
grew
word?
up getting little bits of culture, and then we got older, we realized we didn't know shit.
So is Scheisse a real word, or is that just an American made-up word for shit?
No, that's it.
No, that's
It's shit.
Sounds Yiddish. Is that Yiddish?
No, it's German. There's from watching a lot of automotive television, the Germans actually say that still to this day all the time. You see it like like on Top Gear when they had Sabine Schmitz before she sadly passed away. She said it a few times on screen, and they don't have to bleep it because it's not a swear word here.
I grew up with old schoolers, so sometimes I don't know if it's just out of place or they were.
Oh, here you go, Will.
Thank-
Theo spelled it out for you.
Yeah.
Theo, come to LA. I'll take you on one hell of a ride. We'll put you in the lowrider, take pictures. It'll be hilarious.
Theo said, I say that 50 times a day. Scheiße.
Yeah. B, can I note that Stools as usually is behind the facts. I wear a G-string, not a bikini.
God damn it. Still get it right.
We've had free the nipple here already. That was decades ago.
I just want to say, Peter, I really didn't need the vision in my head of you in a G-string.
Oh,
So thank
don't
you
talk
for
to
that.
me. Don't talk to me about vision, because
I
this
did.
week I saw something on Twitter, and I have no clue how I need to process this, because I have a look.
Okay,
I mean,
is a G-string
I
because
get-
wearing full underwear makes it
No,
harder
no,
to
no,
breathe
no.
through your butt?
Apparently, this is some kind of a faith healer. And I'm still baffled. Who goes to a faith healer to have a strong penis cured?
If you've never had fire dick, you haven't been overseas and had fun. I've had fire dick.
Wow.
Yeah,
Fire
but
dick.
I've had every single one of those and lived.
Smelly mouth.
All of
Bad
them
breath.
at the same time. and
Oh my.
and what the fuck? What the fuck is opposite electrician?
what
Night
is that?
witches?
That is awful.
It says night witches. What's that? What's that?
Yeah.
How does spewing blood from the backside of your own body help with something called night witches? Could somebody explain this to me?
No, we don't
For
know
me-
if that was the picture associated with the cure.
To be
Well,
That
fair,
could have
I'm
been-
just taking it to
that-
the extreme, right?
Yeah, I'm betting that night
Maybe you
witches
saw one in the
refers
daytime.
to people who suffer sleep paralysis.
well, to be fair, my ex-wife would get kind of squirrely at night. It was weird, so you never know.
I have that
Even
with
any of
my
that
partners. Just when I enter the room, I seem to have that effect on people.
Mine used to fly around on a broom.
It doesn't help
She
that
just loved the two-seater.
no, it doesn't help that I once hid a truck horn under the bed with some wiring to it that the moment someone would jump into bed, the truck horn would go off. Just spend lovely days on the couch after that.
I know a guy who was this. Okay, so my ex's grandfather, she was psycho, but he was great, and I fucking loved that guy. I really I was so sad when he died. I only got to talk to him really once, but he was in Vietnam, and he was a mailman, and so where he stayed at, where his actual barracks were, where his unit was, he had this guy that they would screw with all the time because the guy would screw with people, so he'd get him back, So he took, in the middle of the night, he wired up while the guy's sleeping a car battery to the guy's cot. So when the guy woke up in the morning, he put his legs over and his legs touched the cot and electrocuted him.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I
least you
was like,
said
dude,
cot.
you guys were hardcore. And he was like, oh, yeah, we played like rough jokes on each other. There was
A
always
car
some-
Yeah.
battery can give you a jolt, they'll knock you to the ground.
Jesus, yeah.
when-
Yeah.
That's called torture. That's something the CIA used to do.
Yeah. Did
When-
That's
when
when
I
they
was
were in
young-
Vietnam. Those were pranks, man.
when he said Vietnam mail delivery, did anybody else picture Radar O'Reilly in the Jeep running around?
Sort of, but all he did was go from base to base with mail. So he
Oh,
was
cool.
actually, if you look it up in Vietnam for ground troops, besides the scouts, the mailmen were killed the most
Oh, I can
They were
see
killed
that.
all the
Yeah.
Oh,
time.
wow.
because they were out alone driving down a road, and they'd get attacked by the opposing. Yeah. So he actually had a very dangerous job during Vietnam. I mean, people laugh about it, but he spent most of his time by himself. And
I
it was
gotta
really
ask
cool. He had
Andy.
all the old pictures because they took a bunch of pictures. And he had all the
Oh.
old pictures in an album, and him and I just sat there and went through. It took us like 3 or 4 hours to go through that book. And it was
Cool.
amazing. And I was just sucking up everything he said. I was like, tell me more. I was like a little kid again. Tell me more, Grandpa. It was
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
as shit, though. He was amazing. Yeah.
I want to ask Andy, did Tim Burton design that room for you?
Yes, that is correct. Tim Burton did. I actually stole this room from Tim Burton. Don't tell him. He's looking for it. And so, yes, I appreciate your silence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
No
pretty
worries.
cool.
There's
It's not-
a-
this
Yeah, it's
isn't
awesome.
about you, Andy. Just fade
Yeah.
yourself out. We
There's
just
this
want to say
cool,
no.
There's a school by my
What
house
movie
that
scene
Tim
is that
Burton
from?
went to, and there's a door that Tim Burton drew in the dormitory, and it goes like it's just endless doors, and they've kept it forever because Tim Burton drew it.
Wow.
And
Well, hell
it's
yeah.
literally at the arts college by my house. He had to pump money into it because they named a wing after him.
Well, yeah. And then he
You
said,
know-
I'm going to paint
You know
this
he's
door. And they
come
were
back
like,
and-
you can paint me.
Yeah.
You gave us so much money. Yeah.
you know he's come back because I was driving and I'm like, is that the Tim Burton wing? Yeah, like I was like, yeah, he's come back. He's come back. I would too. Like, F you. Actually, you know it. I was broke at one point in my life. There's quite a few people that I'm like, ha ha, F you. I made it in life. You haven't. F you. So it feels good, you know, to make something of yourself. So you can rub, at least you can rub it in people's face in the most petty way.
Yeah, that's true, Sandy. Those guys, that's a whole different. Those were air. You know, those people came from air. I was talking about just land troops. But yeah, no, it's crazy. My brother, my second oldest brother, was. Thanks, dude. He was
he was just taking
80,
a deep breath.
That's right.
Yeah. Like a hair. I mean, he put it right in my mouth. Anyways, so he was 82nd Airborne, and then he turned into a 13 Fox, which is a forward observer. So he would parachute out of the planes behind enemy lines, and would put a laser on a target, and wait, and they would say confirmed, and then they get the fuck out of there. And but they'd be like 3 or 4 miles away, anyways. But then they'd go ahead and get the hell out because they knew when it blew that everybody was going to come out trying to figure out who the hell blew it up. And so then another plane would go over top and drop on it.
You know, as you were explaining that job, it reminds me of my colonoscopy. And hold on there for a second, right? Isn't there an easier way to do this?
No. No, Andy. You got to drink the shit. You got to shit your brains out.
Dark ages.
And then they stick shit up your ass. That's how it works.
Still, like, they're going to look at us. If the human race is still around, they're going to look at us and laugh 100 years from now.
Seriously, Sandy? John was just
That's
a grunt.
funny.
They dropped out of planes and was expected to fight his/their way back. Oh my God.
My
man.
pops told me all kinds of crazy nom stories, but the ones that make me laugh are the times that they didn't kill people, the times that, like, you know, people of opposing sides saw each other and they walked away. Because they were like, you know, we're not dying for each other's country today, you know? There was a lot of that back then. But one of the funniest stories he ever told me is that they thought they were tracking, he was in the Navy. They thought they were tracking a Russian sub. He was on the Bennington for 3 days. They were tracking what they thought was a sub. It was a whale.
Nice.
And because
for 3 days?
No, you're not gonna laugh what they did to that whale. You're not gonna laugh because it was 1959.
Oh shit!
I won't finish the story then. I won't finish that. But they were not nice to the whale. But they gave it to a tribe in the Aleutian Islands. But they were not nice to it.
Wow.
Yeah. We didn't start caring about the ocean until what, the 70s? I worked for the Surf Riders Foundation. It only started in like the late 70s, you know.
Yeah, I would say when I was about 10 years old, you know, late 70s is when people started to actually give a rat's ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because honestly, like, the water's toxic here.
had the,
No one cared until people got hurt.
Go ahead,
we also
Randy.
had the Italian actor posing as an Indian chief crying at the side of the road when trash was thrown out in the 70s.
Yep.
I saw that.
Yep, that's the truth. Sandy, I just want to say something about that. I know this guy named Earl, and Earl was a sniper back in the day. And
I know
Earl
him-
was
I
a
know him as well.
sniper.
They
when we
made a
first,
TV series about him.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, he wasn't that guy. He didn't come back and go crazy. But I met Earl because Earl was a truck driver, and I was a truck driver. And I met Earl, and we got to sit around and bullshit for a couple days. We were both switching to a new company, and we met there. And there was a bunch of paperwork, and we had to do physicals and blah, 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 all that shit. So we were hanging out for a couple days at that place, and him and I were bullshitting. And he said, man, I do miss that, because we were talking about, you know, his service. And I said, miss what? And he said, popping the rag off the head of one of those blah, blah, blah first thing in the morning with a cup of coffee. Nothing like it. And I looked at him and said, dude, you might want to get some help with that.
Yeah.
And he laughed. Yeah. And that's exactly what happens. Sandy's absolutely right. They do it so much, they get to the point where they like it. It fucks up their heads. And they count off the kills. Like, I've had 130 kills or something, which is, by the way, a lot.
To answer simply, Secular Dave, it was with 1958, 1959 technology. And quite honestly, I doubt they even cared back then. They were really hardcore and heartless. It took my dad almost 30 years of therapy to not wake up screaming.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
were
Jesus.
he was there from 1957 until 1972. And the only
What?
Yeah, he was a lifer. And like I consider him like hooked because he had a addictive personality. The only thing that brought him home is that an IUD went off, and for the rest of his life he had a chunk missing right here, a fat chunk. And over the years he would pull metal out. Just pull metal out of his nose, out of his shoulder. So he basically woke up in the hospital and they're like, dude, you're going home. Like, you're a mess. You're old. You showed up as a teenager and now you're a grown man. Like, get out of here. You know, because he was a poor kid from the South. His mom
Well,
sent
you
him
know-
up when he was 17.
You know, that's one thing that the government doesn't think about when they say, "Oh, you're 17, you just turned 18, we're grabbing your ass. We're going to put you in the military." Well, the
Babies.
bottom line is that's the end of a kid's formative years. They're still figuring out who the fuck they are. So you take a kid who doesn't know who they are, hasn't figured out their shit yet. Most of them haven't figured out like their sexuality and religion and what they want to be and who they you don't figure out. I feel like most people don't figure out who the fuck they are until they're in their 30s. I know that was the case for me. I came to a big revelation in my early 30s. I was like, oh, and then I've been pretty good since then. But I had my head up my ass till then. So you stick them in that environment, and there's death, and they're scared all the time. And like Sandy said, dig in for the night, hope you live while you're trying to sleep. And then the next morning you hightail it and try to get to where you're going and hope you don't die on the way. And that's their life constantly for however long. And then they come back and they're like, I don't know what we can do to help you.
Nothing. So
We're only gonna help 2/3 of you. The other third, fuck you.
when I was a kid,
They're fucked up. Of course they are.
How many non-vets are in prison for life right now for hurting people when they came home?
Oh my God, I couldn't imagine. And
Too
the
fucking
other
many.
thing is too, when they're over there for so long, they're okay. So when you go in the Army and you go into basic training, they force you to become loyal to your unit. For instance, I met a girl running around. I used to go out at night at 9 o'clock at night when right before lights out, and I'd run like two miles every night around this. We had this big parking lot that was empty and nobody used it. And it was like roped off, and they were gonna repave it. We used it as like a track, and so I would go out there every night and I'd go running because I was trying to I was mad at the world and I hated life, and I was putting all my anger into the Army. So I met this chick and we started hanging out. We started running together, and then it was raining one night. We were like, hey, let's go inside and we'll just do like push-ups and sit-ups and shit and just work on that, So I went into her platoon barracks with her. Bad idea. And they threatened to kick me out because of it. Called me a traitor, threw my shit over the side of the building, made me sit in the first sergeant's office all night, sitting straight up, and they had like a night guard, and he kept walking by making sure I wasn't asleep. And then the first sergeant came in the next morning, and he said, why are you here? And I explained it to him, and he said, go get your shit together, soldier. I don't have time for this. And I said, yes, first sergeant. And I left, and I went upstairs, and I changed into my fucking PT gear, and I ran out and barely got in formation in time, So they really like pumping in your head to be loyal to your unit. Your unit is your family. The one that you're with, that's your buddy. You don't do anything without him. You don't take a piss. You don't take a shit without him. You don't go shower without him. You don't eat dinner without him. That person goes everywhere with you. So that's how they get this ingrained in your head. So then you go overseas, and all you're around is your family, this new family you have in the military. Then you come back, and they throw you back into the world, and you just lost everything. And I think that's such a huge effect. And that's why a lot of vets will go to the VFW, because they're looking for that family again. When I was in, the people I was in with that I worked with every day, man, they were my family. Like we hung out, we ate dinner together. We went to each other's houses. We went and hung out on the weekends when we weren't working or whatever.
Well,
like
you can see
it
why
was
vets
family.
are radicalized too and join militias or other kind of far right.
I'm gonna bow out, you guys.
Yeah. Okay, bye,
I'm gonna call
Randy.
it a night.
Thanks for coming.
Night,
Take it
Randy.
easy,
Bye,
Randy,
Randy.
man. Good to see you.
be on a completely different note. So, do you know in the UK there's a series called 9 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, and one of the frequent people on the panel is a comic called Bill Bailey, and once they made a Bill Bailey out of an egg, and I think the egg just joined just without the hair.
How's it going, Stool?
Hi, Stool.
Oh,
Yeah, and you're right. You're right, Sandy. And the problem there is there were so many people wanting those people pulled out because they knew they were getting treated like shit. And at the same time, all the vets were going, no, I'm proud of what I just did. I fought for my country. So instead of taking it out on the government, they took it out on each other, and that was a mistake. I was totally for all the protesting. Like I was born right at the end of the Vietnam War, and I grew up seeing everything that had happened and everything that was still fading out. So that's how I grew up. And yeah, I mean, they had a right to say what they said, and we stick our noses into a lot of fucking shit we have no right to stick our noses in. Nobody asked us to. Those people don't want us there, neither side, and we still stick our nose in it. You know, and that's just what we do.
I'm Canadian, so I'm just going to shut up right now.
Yeah, shut up, dick. But yeah, I mean, that's what we do that. We Vietnam, for instance, we gave one side a bunch of weapons and said, hey, fight them. So they tried to do it, and then we were like, oh, you need help. Let me make a bunch of money and come over and help you.
Literally say that about every war. You can say that about what's going on right now in Israel.
I feel like the only time we've ever stuck our nose in and actually did something right was World War II.
Yeah.
Yes, see? 2. That's the only time we should have stuck our nose in anything.
That was a just, actual, real cause.
Yes, we were stopping genocide.
And that was a real, get off your ass and do something about it.
Now, people who say I fought in World War II, I'm like, man, fucking it, fuck yeah.
But let's be real. And this is an old argument, but we weren't in certain places in the modern era because there wasn't oil there. This country is a company. We follow our investments.
Maya, fuck you, and also I love you.
Hey, we're trying, right? We're trying, you know.
Irish Swede says Canada, as Andy calls it, is just as bad because they come along, they go along whatever with all the NATO bullshit. So there you go, Dick.
I was actually watching a documentary.
That everything NATO does is bullshit. There's a lot of, we go in and help clean up after a war stuff. That's a lot of what Canada does, the peacekeeping after, right?
Yeah, the French never start the battle. They just help clean up. I've always said I don't understand why our military doesn't want gay people in it because, I mean, think about it. You get a bunch of angry lesbians, you pump them up, you give them weapons and let them go out and shoot men. And then you have the gay men come behind, clean up the mess, and redecorate.
I was just going to say, and the uniforms would look great because the guys would be in the back taking care of everything, right?
Right! Oh, we'd be crisp and pressed every morning. We'd be the best metrosexual military ever. Yes.
Most dudes in the military are gay.
And all those women that want to cut their hair off, they'd have a reason.
So I think we're overstating what is considered gay because there's still people that are the closet cases who are getting in fights every day who don't know who they are. The ones who follow people home on the freeway, you know who you are.
We just wait. We'll just put them in the military and then wait till the first time we catch them having sex with a man and go, okay, that's it, baby. Your uniform is now pale pink. Go clean up. Cook me some dinner, bitch. I mean, that would be perfect, right? The guys would all be together. They could have sex in the evenings whenever they wanted. And they would be serving the lesbians. So the lesbians would be happy because you motherfuckers better serve us. No, I really don't feel like that. But there are some lesbians that do, exaggerately.
Can I point out, Stool, you're from the UK. You're not allowed to point out any wars of anywhere.
Maya.
It always goes back to the amoeba splitting back into two. We're always going to go back and blame the UK. So you
although admittedly, Maya, about half the people in the military are bigots, so that's already happening. It's just the other half that are out there with them getting killed for no reason. So, because a lot of people that go in the military are like Trumpers and stuff.
And can I say, I'm anti-war. Let's get rid of it. I'm such a lefty. I think we should get rid of cars. I don't think we should leave each other the hell alone. I'm anti like certain what I consider caveman laws in countries, but guess what? I don't live there and I have no say.
Can I have a tractor to pull my tiny home with, or like a really badass ATV? Because then I don't care.
You can have whatever you want.
Aw, thanks, Will. Love you too.
An ATV is way faster. I have 2 tractors. They're not that fast. They're fun.
Yeah, no,
They're
definitely not that
not
fast. I just don't know if they're gonna make they making. Well, I mean, those dune buggies are pretty strong. They might be able to pull my tiny home.
I watched somebody who's recently passed. I watched them pull a trailer with an ATV. I watched them pull a trailer with a Bobcat. With enough.
Well, yeah, but if
alcohol.
you're going long distances and it weighs like 5,000 pounds, it's
okay.
different than if it's an empty trailer. You can pull an empty trailer around all day, or throw some bales, a handful of bales of hay on it, and an ATV will pull it.
Yeah.
But once you get over like 1,000, okay, because look, I was gonna go buy when I bought my truck, I was gonna go buy a compact / smaller pickup. That's what I wanted. I wanted like a Toyota Tacoma or something. Well, first of all, the price on them, oh my God, $57,000. No, $43,000 to $47,000 for a Toyota Tacoma.
I have
like,
a
damn, that's
pre-order.
expensive. And I thought, you know what? I'll pay it. They're good trucks. And then I looked up how much they can tow. 3,500 pounds. I had to go full size. So, and I got my truck for about $17,000 less than a Toyota Tacoma costs.
Well, I've had a lot of partners tell me they had to go full size too. And that was
Sometimes
sad.
you just need a full size, Andy. It's true.
We have a pre-runner at my job, and that's the first foreign truck I've ever dealt with, and I've backed it into an oak tree, completely demolished it, replaced pieces. I kind of love that thing.
Dick, how did you get kicked out?
I have no clue what just happened there. I looked and I'm like, wait a minute, how did I get into the
I
backstage
was like,
thing again?
wait a minute.
And
I thought I
know
had
you
7
didn't do
people
it.
in here.
Yeah,
So Will's
and I know
talking and I'm
you
trying to
didn't
listen
do
to it.
it.
I'm like going, Peter, Andy, Stool, Will. Oh, we're missing
Yeah.
Dick. And then I looked down there and saw you.
Did it
Yeah,
happen
little
just
dick in the
after you
street.
said you were Canadian?
Notice I said little Dick. Sorry, Dick.
That was weird. Anyway, yeah, who knows? StreamYard just said, screw the Canadians, send them back to maple syrup.
That's what it
town.
was.
Get
You
that
said,
kid
I'm
outta
from
here."
Canada. Oh, we clean up the messes, boot.
Yeah,
never mind.
exactly. Yeah, I was only kind of kidding there anyway, kind of. But,
Yeah.
But it is true. It's just we don't jump in as quick over here because, we've got a very more, how would you guys say it, leftist approach to things. I don't, that was hard to say. I don't do left and right in politics. It really doesn't sit well with me. But I think that everybody should just do what's actually needed. And the two sides should be able to go, you know what? That's a good idea. Okay, let's do that one instead of all the BS. But those days are over. It's gone. What are you going to do?
Wouldn't that be great? Andy, you said
Yeah.
you have to go, so we're going to say goodbye to Andy for the night. Thank you so much for coming. If you guys like Andy and you don't know who the hell he is, which everybody in the chat better, he is on from Laughing in Disbelief, and he does a morning show and a open chat afterwards, and then he does some late night shit a couple times a week. So go check out Laughing in Disbelief. He's a great guy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me
Oh,
on.
wait a minute, Andy, before you go. So I have
Yeah.
a friend named Sandy, used to be Never Again. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting you on the spot. Why did she get kicked out of your chat and everything?
Sandy. So what were they saying?
I don't know. Like somebody kicked her out and blocked her, and she's like, "What the hell did I do?" And a couple times you were on my stream, and
Never
she was
Again.
in the chat
Never Again. Yep,
asking
yep.
asking
Yep.
what happened.
I
and
dimly
forgot to ask you.
remember that, and I believe, and I'm gonna try to. I think she didn't like a joke I did, or they didn't like a joke I did, and then I felt that they were kind of pushy about it.
Okay.
And to tell you the truth, I mean, I've said this a bunch of times. It's like there's a ton of people who want to have an argument with me, and
Right.
I can't go about picking and choosing who I'm going to have an argument with on any particular day. But B,
Right.
if you were saying that this person is legitimate and that they are,
Oh yeah, no, Never Again's a really good person. She's hard-headed and opinionated like I am, but she's
Yeah.
actually a really good person. And she's she comes into my streams all the time, and she does stained glass on her own channel, and she's she's artistic and that. No, she's a good person. I think she said something offended her, and so she was just vocalizing it. She wasn't trying to stir up any shit. So just so you know.
Well, okay. Well, I will reconsider it. I'll actually look through the emails because I believe I have that somewhere.
Oh, it was an ex-addict using ex-addict isn't a joke or yeah, okay. So she was just pointing that out is all it was. Yeah, so okay,
Yep.
anyways, I just wanted to clear it up because I love you both and I just want everybody to get along. So I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I just wanted to clear it up before you left.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. And some reason I've been having trouble with StreamYard with it roboting and doing this visual weird thing that it's doing right now, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna have to try to figure out what's wrong.
I don't know.
Roboting with audio? Is the audio roboting?
The audio isn't. It's the visual stuff.
Yeah, it's a visual, so it's camera stuff.
Andy, if it's a bandwidth thing, go into the settings. And
Yes.
then go to video advanced settings and set it to the lowest resolution. That might help you out.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Try this. Restart your router at home before you join because you might have smaller RAM on the router because it is basically a little embedded computer, and as such a little refresh can really give you a faster ping rate, and it really helps with video on this shit.
Good night, Sandy. Have a good
will,
night, honey.
I will check that out. And thanks for the tips. I will definitely do the setting and I'll redo the router thingy and I'm moving my hands right now. You can't really see me moving my hands, but that's the visual.
Yeah, because really, I know you probably know, but with YouTube, you can only do 720 anyways. 1080 does you no good. So if it's making you lag, then just ditch it. You think it helps?
Oh, yeah.
I was told that YouTube only got, not StreamYards, but YouTube only did 720.
I do 1080p
Did they change it?
60. I do 1080p 60 frames a second for the shills, and it really helps on the newer badass mobile screens and stuff to get a really clear picture and whatnot when we're debunking and stuff, right?
Okay, I can dig it.
And we do closed captions live on the show on the bottom. We don't wait for YouTube. We do them live, and they're way easier to read when you're in 1080 60.
Oh, Mice. I love you putting a joke and a spin on serious shit. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for that. Anyways, Andy, thank you so much for coming tonight. I appreciate your humor, wit, and everything else. So have a good night, buddy. And I'll see you next time.
Okay, take care. Bye.
Bye.
And I'm going to take off too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming by, Will, even though it was not really for me, but, I'm glad you stopped by.
Could be worse.
I always appreciate. Oh, I was just about to put a link in the chat for you, Randolph. Okay, well, thank you. Have a great night, buddy.
I figured we're gonna have a sewing circle tomorrow. Come on by on the Godless Sewing channel.
That's right. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Every Wednesday, Maddie from Science Side Up, Sam Chaos, and myself have a podcast on Sam Chaos's channel. You guys should go check it out. Thank you for letting me be on your channel, and you guys have a good night.
Good night, buddy. Nice
night, Will.
Love you.
This is the guy who's the head of Canadian Atheist. I mean, have you ever heard, and you're going to have to excuse me, folks, have you ever heard such a dumb fuck in your whole life?
That's high
Was
praise.
that a Darth Dawkins clip?
Yeah,
That
that's
was
high
Darth
praise
Dawkins.
coming from Darth Dawkins. It
God,
means
he's
that I
such a
got under
douche.
his time.
He's such a douche. Randolph's Randolph, sometimes you get off on a tangent, and you really are going and going, but I think all of us do that when we feel strongly about something.
Okay, you know what?
But
Otherwise,
otherwise,
me again, asshole, and see what happens.
Stop that. Don't interrupt me.
Darth
I'll
Dawkins
kick
called
you
me
out of here,
retarded.
motherfucker.
Darth Dawkins called me retarded, and people asked me about it, and I said, "Oh, he's just mispronouncing my name because he's angry."
Yeah.
Did everybody hear
No, he
what
calls everybody retarded when he
Doofus
can't do
Randolph
anything about the
Richardson just said?
conversation. When he
How you
gets
doing,
stuck
Dick?
and you have him in a corner, everybody's automatically a stupid idiot. Yep.
Dick, it's great to see you. I'd love to hear you too. Your voice is not coming through for some reason.
Oh, there. We'll try it now.
Ah, now
Randolph,
it's working.
are you still building that outhouse? I mean, they're not really that challenging, dude. You can't get this together yet? What's going on? How you doing, buddy?
You're coming really close to losing your True North talk privileges with talk like that.
You know what?
It's all going to be an in-house show, even
You
though
know
I
what,
know
Randolph? I got
going-
you, man. I got you. Don't worry about it. No.
No, don't kick him out.
No, that's great because I like to kick everybody at least once off of my streams, and
Yeah, you did it once.
I've never got to kick Dick, so now I get to kick Dick.
I can't
Wow,
wait
those
to
are
have you
those are
over
interesting words coming from a lesbian.
I was going to say
Hey, you like
that.
my striped socks?
You beat me to it, Randolph.
So I just wanted to show you that I've got some solid wood up here. Got a couple of beams going across, and I ran out of screws today, so I couldn't put the rest in. So I just bought another box. Of
Randolph,
another 100 screws.
You don't run out of
After
screws.
Randolph, after the lesbian said that she wanted to kick Dick, and you telling that you got some solid wood, yeah.
Good, that makes it an easier target. Thanks.
Hey, I'm not afraid of B. If she can kick that high, I'll be impressed.
Look, if I can kick that if I kick that board, you guys all come visit me in the hospital because I'm gonna fucking break something. Something's broken. That's just the way it is.
I studied Taekwondo. I'd give it a shot, but I'm 50, so I'm going to be on my ass and right behind you to the hospital, no matter what.
Right, I'm almost 50, Dick. What do you,
Yeah.
Did you just turn 50 or what? When's your birthday?
I'm 51 in August.
Well, happy
51.
birthday. Anyway.
Okay, you got 1 year on me, you little bastard.
Happy birthday anyway.
Little, I'm 6'1". How fucking tall are you?
Hey, I just got
in actual physical stature or stature?
Oh, they are two different questions, so that's a good choice. I like that.
In actual physical reality, I am 5'6.5", and with my shoes on, a whole 5'7.5". And
with the attitude behind you about 6'9" and looking like Godzilla, right?
hell no, Godzilla's ugly. I'm like a better version of Fabio, motherfucker.
So
It's not bad. Fabio was on the Jay Leno show recently, and he's still the exact same
Is he
dude.
still
I couldn't
around?
believe it. Yeah.
I thought maybe he defected or he was like Trump's bitch boy in the closet or something. I didn't know what happened to him.
You hear how quick Dick is at responding to everything. He's so clever. He's so sharp. He's so.
Because he's a 6 foot something Dick.
No.
He's
I'm
quick
serious.
at responding.
I'm being serious here.
Oh. Sorry,
the way
go
he
ahead.
talks, the way he responds to people, the way he interacts, like I think he'd be a great replacement for Howard Stern someday. What do you think of that?
He'd be a better one than Stool.
You know
because he
what?
hasn't
I would
said a
really
beep
rather
since he
listen.
joined.
Yeah, I would really
I'm-
rather listen to Dick than I would Howard Stern.
Peter,
He
I'm
beats
just-
the
serious,
shit
though.
out of me.
But he's
I'm
like
behaving,
so
Peter.
good on the audio stuff. He's got everything figured out. I feel like he's got the right voice for it, the right temperament, the right sense of humor, everything.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Randolph, because if I may, I'd like to shill something out. I've got a proper old school Johnny Carson talk show that's about to come to my channel coming up.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly
Okay,
what I'm about
Dick,
to
I'm
do.
going to have to correct you something in advance here. It's not a Johnny Carson type show. It's a cross between Johnny Carson and Howard Stern type show.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because it will be podcast, but it'll be done with the Johnny style. Like I'm gonna have Amy Hogan, my best friend on the Shills, as the
She's
Ed
awesome.
McMahon character and the whole bit, right? It's gonna be just all that in a bucket of chicken, as far as
But
I'm
you don't
concerned.
have
I
the
can't
Johnny
wait.
Carson temperament. Yours is more
No.
matching like
Yeah.
Howard Stern. So I'd say you'd be more of a cross between the two, which I think is even better.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping. I'm gonna be looking
I'm
to a
serious
few
when I say
people
this,
here
man.
to be guests in the beginning, right? Because I wanna pull from people I've already hung out with and chatted with and stuff, because that gives me the best footing to go forward. Because I already know how to bounce off these people and stuff.
Hey,
right?
I'll be
And
happy
then,
to come
you know,
on if you need someone to step on. Sure, I'll come along. After Darth Dawkins, I
funny.
can handle anything.
Yeah, no doubt, right? That's awesome. Yeah, but
Did everybody
thanks
hear
for bringing
what
that up because,
the
you know, I got a
doofus
great
Randolph
chance to show
Richardson
that
just
out.
said?
Cool, man. Well, let me know when you get done with all the like cis het people and you want an awesome lesbian on, and I'll come bullshit with you. I'll play a part too. I don't give a shit.
Oh, your audio just went out again, Dick.
Damn it, Dick.
Well, I got a Stream Deck, and the one button I use for my mute seems to be a little bit flaky now. So I think I better change that button because it's getting worse and worse.
Oh, well, that explains it. Yeah, something's
Yeah.
definitely funky there.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with me and drinking.
Why
and
did you get a
everything. Nothing at
Stream
all.
Deck? Why did you get
Well,
a Stream Deck?
I produce a lot of shows in the background on the channel and stuff, and I find it to be an irreplaceable tool. It's unbelievable.
It is replaceable with the thing that I have, and that's cheaper as well. It's only $14.
Yeah, the app on the app on the tablet, but it is not physical. And I can put my hands on the Stream Deck. I know exactly which button to hit, and I don't have to be looking. And I've got 6 screens in front of me to do a shill show. And as such, I need to be able to do it by feel, and the Stream Deck was the better choice.
Your mic just bit me in the ear.
Oh.
I still like that I've got more buttons to play with than 10 Stream Decks would give me. So,
Well, mine are all embedded, so you know, I used to do exactly what you're doing with the tablet, and I had it, and it worked great in the whole 9 yards. But I've got the 15-button Stream Deck now, and I could not go back to the tablet. The only thing that pisses me off is I can't do it wireless with the Stream Deck. So I've got this massive, long USB extender cable on it so that I can go out the back door, which is right there, and have a cigarette during the stream with my headphones on and still produce while the guys are doing their thing, right?
that's exactly why I got this. I can go make coffee during a show. I can go to the bathroom during a show. No problem. I can still run everything.
That's the one thing I wish that this was a wireless, but because the buttons are little monitors.
But it is. Stream Deck has the same thing that you can put on your phone or your tablet, and you can mirror. You can mirror your own Stream Deck, so no problem.
Oh, really?
You can.
Yeah. The problem is I'm not into mobile devices. Like, I hate my telephone. I use it as little as possible. I never use a tablet. Can't stand the damn things. I don't sit and consume. Like, I create and whatnot, right? So I actually have to go and get a tablet that's worth a damn, so that during the show, if I have to do something, I could go mobile and do that, right? And you're not wrong, because I would love that.
Yeah, I just bought a cheap secondhand thing for $20, and does what I needed to do, and that's literally all I use it for.
That's what I did as well. And the problem was it's the latency with the old Wi-Fi chip and the operating system being so out of date, and it being real bogged down just trying to run whatever version of Android's on the damn thing. I find it somewhat unreliable, so I'm just gonna wait and get myself like an iPad Mini Retina, because I know that will be fast enough to really do it properly, and I can pick one up for like $80 because they're old now, and it'll be fine. But
I don't know what kind you had, but I have no lag whatsoever. I mean, if I push the button.
Oh, this one, if the screen went out on me and I restarted the tablet, it had to refresh the screen, took like 10 seconds, 5 seconds, or whatever it was. It was a real joke. But there was a couple of times where, I tried to use it and somebody would call pause on the shills. Well, I couldn't get the button to respond. So I'd end up running down the stairs to get to my day. And I'm just, I got fibromyalgia.
I'm curious.
Run,
What app did you use?
Well, I can't actually remember now, because as soon as I got the Stream Deck, I got rid of that crap. But now that's why I want to get the Stream Deck.
I got Touch Portal.
Yeah, Touch Portal. That's the one that Colin and I had set up. And on mine, it was a joke. There was no way it was going to happen.
Peter.
Not.
Peter.
Yes, egg. Yes, egg.
Just accept that Dick's dick is bigger. Let it go.
That's what Jer was saying. Is this how sound nerds compare dick sizes?
And you would know, right?
Was that Moaning? Was that a Blue Yeti you're talking through?
No, that's the Yeti 2020. But
Don't insult him and tell him that he's using a Blue Yeti.
He's not talking directly into it, so it washed out a bit, and it didn't have quite the purity of sound. I wasn't.
No,
sure.
that's just his shitty voice.
No, I'm on my best behavior because B's in charge, and after last time, I'm just going to be very nice and calm.
Because Stool knows. Stool knows. I don't.
You know you're bullshitting. I know you're bullshitting, and everyone else in the room knows you're bullshitting.
Thank you, DD, for interjecting.
So, you guys missed in the beginning of the stream. We were talking about whether or not a human being could breathe successfully through their rectum and still get enough oxygen to their brain. I kid you not.
Stool can. He can actually talk through it as well.
You know, the thing I worry about though is like when they do, there's some kind of I can't remember what it is now. Some kind of procedure they do around your chest, and it will cause air to build up in your chest, and it hurts. And so I'm wondering if it's going to like cause air to build up in your bowels or something and put you in pain. So I don't know. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, but that sounds like I don't know. I don't know if I want to have air pumped into my ass. I think I'm good.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, the ass can be an exciting place when used properly, but pumped full of air is not the ticket to happiness.
Oh my God. Yes, actually it was Theo. Theo is the one that told me about it, and he put it in the chat, and I was like, bullshit. So then he put a link in, and I said, no, send it to my Twitter. So I think he and maybe Jenna Mayu sent it to my Twitter, and I clicked on it, and I was like, I'll be damned. It's fucking real.
Yeah.
And they started out doing it on like, they're doing it on like pigs and stuff now. And pigs are so close to us, you know, that they're getting closer to experimenting on humans. So
rectal ventilation. That's what.
But you know, think about it. Think about it. Think about somebody who gets like their face injured or their throat injured or their chest injured and they're having trouble breathing.
No, that's a good point.
That could save a lot. I mean, really, it could save a lot of lives.
Wait, so we should pitch this to the mask idiots. I mean, wouldn't it be great? They wouldn't have to wear a mask.
Hey, you know what? We could start telling people because you can take air in through your ass that they have to put a mask on their ass. People will start doing it. Put that on
Tell
Twitter.
them that the government has banned rectal ventilation.
Well,
since we ran out of
in the UK, in the UK, I'd expect that you live there, so yeah.
So if you guys don't wear masks because we're running out of ventilators for for helping people breathe, we're going to start pumping air into your asses instead. Put your fucking masks on.
So does that mean all we need is like the pump for a fish tank, the air pump, and an air stone, and you could just go to the hospital, lean over, plop, there you go.
An air stone, Dick. You had to go that far with it. Hey, as long as it's not one of the prickly ones that look like coral, and it's one of the smooth stones, I might try that.
Your volume,
and you'll get people who will go for the diver.
Dick, your volume is low. It's about 75% of the rest of us.
Oh, I turned him down a little bit because he was coming through too loud. Let me change it.
Okay.
That's me. That's my fault. Because you guys were all so loud that I started turning people down.
Well, my mic is all compressed and limited and all kinds of, goodies on it as well and whatnot. So it stays very hot in the scene, right? Very at the top. My voice doesn't dip up and down like others do if they move their head and stuff, right? So
yeah, because there's nothing wrong with your lungs,
thick.
Dick. We know that.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I got vocal training, so I really know how to use my diaphragm and everything too, right? So
yeah,
I
that's what
can't
she
help
said.
It. Yeah.
So you can't get pregnant? That's what you're saying?
These days I'm not really so sure anymore.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter, for that. I don't have any of that bouncy. You know, I should start. I should set up some kind of a soundboard so I could do that. That'd be great.
I use Jingle Palette. It's free. It's good.
I can help you with that, but so the most common reply that I get to my soundboard is
Bad Peter.
So yeah, not everyone likes it.
I would totally do that. I never thought of everybody.
Every once in a while, we can have a nice sing along and
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
Kumbaya. Oh,
Kumbaya,
Lord.
my lord.
Kumbaya.
I missed Dick's answer because Peter was messing around with that awful soundboard. So, Dick, what was your recommendation?
Jingle Palette.
Jingle Palette. I'm going to Google that.
It's a very powerful soundboard. It works awesome. It's got selectable audio outputs if you're using voice meter or VB cable or anything and you want to route things around. I find it to be fantastic.
Hey, there she is.
Everybody relax and take a big old rectal breath.
Oh, I've seen this and played with it. It is good.
Hey, you guys start getting so low that we're doing fart jokes and fart sounds. I'm taking you both off of here. I still got a little bit of female in me, you know?
Yeah.
I want to hear that shit. Oh, Ox said it sounded like the opening of a new Sister Act movie.
My son, whenever he sees a nun, he instantly says, "Look, Dad, penguin." He's on the autism spectrum, and he loves the Blues Brothers movie. And when the nun in the beginning is beating him with the ruler, he says, "Get out of here, you crazy penguin!" That's what he says now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, we could call it like the hippie Sister Act, and have them all like around a campfire and shit. Yeah,
that's funny.
I don't know how we get. Well, I mean, I guess they have to be like crazy rampant pot dealers that are killing people. The pot mafia.
Yeah, it's all legal up here now, so we don't see them much anymore.
Yeah, you know, I keep telling people if we just legalize it everywhere, then people wouldn't be shooting each other over it.
Yeah, you know.
But you know, if we did that, you know what would happen? A lot of people would lose their jobs.
Yeah.
A lot of government officials would no longer be needed because you'd be cutting down to half of the or quarter of the drugs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, taking a quarter away.
But they could all be transferred over to addiction services and whatnot for the hard drug users because they actually need help. Whereas, you know, what do pot smokers do? They go and get some, they go home, they get high, they watch a movie, and they eat a bag of chips and whatnot. They're not dangerous.
That's what I said. I said, you know what you would have if everybody was high? You'd have everybody's friends.
Yeah.
Everybody's chill. And the worst you get is somebody stealing a bag of chips from the fucking local convenience store.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. People don't go around like, you know, shooting each other and lacing shit and killing people and...
Yeah, people don't commit real crime for marijuana. It doesn't happen. The real crime is when they get caught with said marijuana. That's the only thing. And, you know, you don't need people sitting in jail for years because they had some weed on them. All that does is put them in with a bunch of real criminals and they teach them a bunch of tricks. And when the guy gets out or the girl or whatever, now they're just worse off because they know more ways to be a jerk. It's not helpful.
There are other ways to spend your time. Look at Stool. He put preparation H on his mouth.
I know he's stuck like that.
Yeah, Ox, they do, buddy.
Oh, hey, that's how to keep him from giving you rectal air. Preparation H. We'll just close it right up. So Rachel asks, "What did I miss?" I think it would be easier to say, "What did I not miss?" Because we've talked about a lot of shit.
Pretty much everything.
And yes,
I mean, right now,
420 lives
we're
matter.
yes. But I mean, you know, we've got to the point where we're talking about ways to tighten the balloon knot so you don't get pumped full of air. Interesting stream. Interesting stream.
Hey, the other night we were talking about people injuring their nut sacks, and I think it was it was last night on Neil's channel, and we were talking about
I was
nut
trying to get
injuries.
over for that.
Yeah, we were talking about nut injuries, and I told him about the first time I ever saw the inside of a nutsack and saw an actual testicle.
Wow.
To be fair, B, that happened here as well, and we still have an injured party. So what are you going to do, Otangelo?
Well, I just was going to say that when the stream ends, I'll go and check if everything is still in place. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Rachel says, "I like this Dick Dawson guy. Hilarious. Never seen it." Yeah, Dick. Dick just randomly. This is the third time you've come on now, Dick, on my stream,
Yeah,
and he
that
just
sounds
kind of
about right.
randomly pops up. So whenever I just send him. You know what? Let me see if Dick's available tonight, and I just send him the link and see what happens. So
yeah, it was perfect timing today too, because this is like I haven't had a kid-free day, in a couple of weeks, and I just had got home from shopping, kid-free, 6-pack of beer in the fridge. Oh, perfect timing.
Baby.
Yeah,
a little bit of dad time. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
I'm actually, when we're done the stream later, I'm going to start doing some of the work on the intro and whatnot for the upcoming talk show. I'm pretty excited about it. Can't wait.
Yeah, I want to see some of that, child. Let me know what's going on. I'm subbed to you, right?
You're probably only subbed to the Shills, not my personal channel, because, you know, kind of how it goes. I don't think I've been on my personal channel in 6 months. I don't even think I've used it, you know?
So you're doing this on yours or the Shills?
I'm gonna do a couple on the Shills just to get it out there, but then it's gonna be on my channel proper after. And then I got a second thing coming up, So You Think You Know Movies, pre-uploaded thing, and it's gonna be a funny take on looking at movies and whatnot, you know, my style, right? You know,
right? Sweet.
But the talk show's the big one, you know. That's the one I'm really excited for.
No, I'm actually subbed to you and not the Shills. That's what it is. Hey, when you guys go to do the first one, if you remember, tweet a link to me so I can jump in the chat or whatever and watch, man. I'm interested.
Awesome.
in that.
Will do. I want to get you on as well. There's what we're going to do is for some people, depending on time zones, I'll pre-record them and do them as premieres. But primarily, I want it to be a live show proper because, you know, as a host of a talk show, it's not like I need to edit things out after. I'm kind of good live. I know what I'm doing. So I really want to just, you know, lay it out and let it be its own thing. Right.
Right. Yeah. I can dig it. Here you go, Rachel.
Yeah.
That's Dick's personal channel. And then you can look up, is it the Shills, just the Shills, 2 separate words?
Yeah. Yeah. We named it back. We had it at a different name for a while and YouTube didn't understand what we were doing. So we've just gone back to the honest approach. Like, this is who we are. Fuck you.
Right. Well, Purple said that they have to, oh, never mind. I was going to say goodbye. Purple had to go now.
Bummer.
Not later.
Purple's on the Shills as well. So if you like Purple streams, you'll love over on the Shills. We do a comedy roundtable debunking show where we look at flat earthers, anti-maskers, anybody who's into conspiracy theories and weird stuff. And, you know, we point and laugh and explain why they're wrong. And, you know, people seem to like it. It's going over well.
Cool. I'm going to see if I can...
you know, we got lots to learn still, but, you know, that's life, right? Constant learning curve. Otherwise, you should be dead.
Oh my God! So put a link in the private for me for the Shills so I can throw it out there for everybody. Because I can't even find it. There's like a band named the Shills, and
it's because we just changed the name of the channel from one thing to the other, and for the next few days, we're going to be lost in the shuffle, right?
Oh, right. Maybe that's why I can't find. Because I have looked you guys up before and caught a show, but I feel like that usually when you guys are on, I'm either. I think before I was working a lot or something, so I didn't catch most of your stuff.
Well, traditionally, our shows have been scheduled around about 11 p.m. UK time, which puts us at 6 p.m. New York, 3 p.m. Pacific. But we're shifting them to be a little bit later for North America now because the analytics tell us that's what we have to do. So that's what you do. Right?
Yeah. I don't even look at that shit. I don't care. I just try to bring people together and get people to know each other and expand everybody's friend base, and maybe they find someone that they have something in common with. Kevin Chaos and you were like, and you and Peter were all talking about mics and sound, and you guys are all into that shit. So
I'm still waiting for Dick
that's my main thing. And if I'm never rich and famous, I don't care. I just want people to be happy and live better lives and be good to each other and that good shit. So,
well, we turned down
the microphone because Dick still has to put that into the side chat. The
here.
I'd be interested.
God, what
in
a
that as
dick!
well.
He forgot. No, I'm kidding. All right, thank you for that. Now I am sub to the shills as well. Yeah, they do some good shit, you guys. If none of you are sub to them, go check them out. It's definitely some good, interesting conversation. Hold on, Dick is now writing a book.
Yeah. Well, there's information that needs to be known when I drop the thing about the mic, because there's the two versions. There's the regular version with the XLR cable, and you have to plug that into a proper USB preamp. And that means you have to learn how to gain a mic and stuff. Or you can spend the extra $60 and get the USB version of the mic. And that $60, I mean, that won't even get you a good preamp anyway. So you're kind of better off, if you're not like an audio person, to just get the USB version of the mic and go for it.
Okay, and that one's still the one with the preamp in it. Is it still like $100? Around $100?
Yeah, the Audio Technica 2020 with the USB one will be maybe $139 American. But you would end up spending $90 on the mic and $90 on a preamp if you don't get the USB one. So the USB one works out to be cheaper.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. If you're one of those people that has a 3-prong USB microphone plug and the mic cable goes to a little headphone jack at the end, throw that cable out and go and get a USB preamp. You just can't do it that way. It doesn't work.
Well, this one right here is you guys check this one out. This is on Amazon. It's only $100. And it says, and you make sure I have this right, AT 2020 Cardioid Condenser Studio XLR microphone black.
Now,
that's only $100.
The XLR version needs a USB preamp, like a PreSonus or something box. So right without a space, put USB after 2020.
Oh, I see it.
I see it.
It's about 100. Yeah, it's like 170. I'll have to save up for that one. But yeah.
And that's cheaper than buying the XLR and the preamp one if you're going to get a real preamp. If you get a crap preamp, well, just get the USB mic because it'll sound better. Audio Technica is a good company, and the preamp built into their USB version is good.
Oh, okay. Cool. I can dig it, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the advice.
And when you get one, give me a PM, because I'll show you how to set up what's called a VST host, and you can put a limiter and a compressor and an oral exciter and a few things on your voice like I do to make the mic sound like $1 million. If I turned the effects off on my mic right now, you would just go, whoa, really? That's what it sounds like?
Now it sounds like now Dick sounds like he does.
Yeah.
Dick, can you say that again? Because I zoned out after oral exciter.
Oh, wait a minute. Stool's back. Stool's back. Hi, Stool.
Hey.
Yeah, he probably heard the oral exciter as well. That'll draw me.
Yeah.
Did you wipe off that hemorrhoid cream, buddy?
Yeah. You mean toothpaste, right?
Well, sometimes they get mixed up. I'm just saying. Tubes do look similar. Anyways, no, that's good shit. Yeah, I want to my big thing is that I have trouble with background noise sometimes with my cats and stuff, so I definitely want to get rid of that.
What kind of
'cause they
computer
make
you
some
got?
noise.
Do you got?
I
you
have-
got
I have a
NVIDIA?
1.5-year-old HP.
Do you specifically maybe have an NVIDIA graphics card?
I don't know.
We'd have to find
Let's
out, because
look.
if you got an NVIDIA graphics card, we can run the noise cancellation right hardware style on the NVIDIA card, and whoa, you're totally rocking.
Yeah.
Then you can
But
can have
depends on the card you get.
Yeah. You got to have a decent one, but even still, I mean, if it wasn't for the prices, you could get a GTX 1660 Super. Normal retail price would be about $240 American, and that'll give you RTX voice and everything, no problem. And oh my God, like you can, those little fans that prissy little ladies have to cool themselves at the club or whatever, the little personal fan. You could have one of those pointing at your mic and you can't hear that motherfucker while you're talking. This stuff is so good.
I've
unbelievable.
seen a guy have a leaf blower in the room.
Yeah.
And you couldn't hear the leaf blower.
Yeah, I'm running it
Seriously?
right now on mine. Yeah.
Yeah. That is some cool audio software that you got for that video card. I mean, yeah,
I
that
was
blew me
lucky
away.
too. I use a 1660 Super. That's why I brought it up. I'm not a gamer, so I didn't need any more power than that. My card was specifically built to purchased for video editing and YouTube streaming, right? And it's got all the modern stuff of the 20 series GT or RTX cards, but the RTX cores, which are for ray tracing in games, to make the lighting better and stuff, they're turned off because they didn't bin well in production, it's called, and they don't work very well. So they shut them off and they sell it as a 1660 instead. But all of that fancy mic crap and everything still works. It's an amazing producer's card if you don't want to spend a fortune, but you need power.
Okay. Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you bought one right now, they're $700. But I got mine for like $304 Canadian before this madness kicked in. Right. So, it's just patience now. Right.
Right. Yeah.
And the new cards, you can't get them anyway because I've tried.
No,
The new RTX cards not available, not anywhere.
no. Cheese Mondo with the Shills. He's one of our producers as well, and one of my best friends. He's got an AMD or RX series graphics card, which is supposed to be really good, but it's terrible for streaming because it doesn't have that beautiful NVIDIA stream encoder hardware stuff that the modern NVIDIA cards have. And like our production for the Shills is crazy. The stuff I'm doing in the background, my computer's doing so many things. It's not funny to get that show to work the way we do it. And my computer isn't even that good. I'm using a Ryzen 5 2600, 16 gigs of RAM, cheap ass motherboard in that 1660. And yet I only use like 40% of my computer's resources to run the show. Whereas
Really?
Cheese Mondo, his computer usually crashes trying to run the Shills by the end of the show. And he's got more performance, but his video card it can't do it. You got to have those new NVIDIAs.
Yep.
Cool.
It also cuts down if you're using After Effects and have to render stuff.
Yeah.
It cuts down on the rendering time massively.
Yeah. And it's the same with me. I use HitFilm as my video editor, and it's amazing with the NVIDIA cards. It's so much more powerful. It's great.
We see Stool staring. He's
Yeah,
still
well,
at the point. He's still at the point where I had to teach him how to open a file in Photoshop. So,
Oh, screw you.
Before we turn this into an OBS lesson and how to stream, we should probably switch to something else because I could take this too far. I love this stuff. I geek out all the time. It's what I do, right? I love this stuff.
And I'm not even kidding. I had to teach him how to open a file in OBS.
You're only telling half the story, Peter, to try to make me look like a dick.
Yeah. And then I had to teach him how to do rounded corners, and then I had to teach him how to open an email and find a link.
Shut
in
up,
an
you
email.
lying piece of trash.
Oh, a
man.
1070 is a good card still, Theo. Don't get rid of it, man. Keep it.
I'm trying to find on my damn computer where it says what my video card is. I have no idea.
B, go to Google and download an app called GPUID. It'll take you like 10 seconds, install it, and it'll give me the entire lowdown. That's what you want.
Oh.
I fixed 3 computers this morning after my son went to grandma for customers, sent them out, then went to the store and then joined the stream. Like, this is what I do, right? I have a little home business where I do tech support for people while I homeschool my son and whatnot.
You should teach Stool. He offered to help me with my audio stuff, but that was, I think, a year ago.
Yeah, but I got bored, Peter. Your voice is just so tedious. I got bored.
Stool knows how to gain a microphone. Stool knows how to gain a microphone. You can tell it's been gained properly, but I don't like where you've got it positioned. It should be in front of you and below. I don't like that side thing. It's not picking up your voice enough. We don't get those soothing tones.
I think with the large pop, I think with the large pop filter that Stool has, putting it in front of his face would be more prevalent.
Oh, my pop filter wraps around the mic. You can barely even tell it's there. Here, I'll do my little. I'll do this again.
No, he's got one that'll hide his face.
See, that's the pop filter right around the mic. But you can't use these ones if you're talking super close to it. You've got to be about 2 feet away from it.
Oh, that would be perfect for me. Yeah. So just so you know, Dick, I have an Intel UHD Graphics 620.
Oh, okay. And now, are you on a laptop or a tower?
Oh, it's a laptop. HP
laptop. Okay. So with the Intel graphics, you do have a stream encoder. It's probably better than the AMD one, but it's not NVIDIA. With a laptop, you can't upgrade it. What are you going to do?
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I
well,
would
you know, when I
suggest
got the laptop, I really got it just to, because I wanted to write. I wanted to start writing a book. And I did start writing that book, but I just haven't spent any time on it because now I spend all my time on YouTube because I got on the fucking internet. And here I am talking to all you assholes.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, honey.
So, make it an audiobook.
Huh?
That's a good idea.
You know, actually, that's not a bad idea. I've been told I have a decent voice. I should do an audiobook.
On a good mic, I bet you would be a great narrator.
Come up with good ideas.
What's that, Peter?
I said, I've been told I'm smart, so I can come up with good ideas.
Okay, I don't know about smart, but we can be witty. Thank you, Dick. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not so bad.
Actually, honestly, I'm gonna brag for a second. I have a lot of women tell me that they find my voice soothing, and that it relaxes them. And so I just kind of talk to them like this, and then I can do whatever I want. No, I'm kidding. No.
Well, with a webcam mic like you're speaking through right now has a natural mid-range curve to it, and the highs and lows are pulled out. That's just how they work. I'd love to hear your voice through a microphone setup like mine. I really would.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was telling the guys earlier, I just got sick of how my headset hurting my fucking head. Because I'm never on for less than 2 hours. Look, we're almost at 2 hours now. I'm never on for less than 2 hours, and it's just too long to fucking wear that thing. And when I bought it, I thought it was wireless, and I got it home and opened it up. It was corded, and I was like, son of a bitch, you know, I can't even get up and like my toilet's 7 feet away from me. You know, I mean, it's right around that wall, and I can't even reach my toilet from, you know. So I was like, well fuck this. I don't want to keep.
I use wired on purpose because I don't want any Bluetooth compression in the audio or anything. I purposely use wired. But what I do is, like, every time I leave the screen to get a beer and I go like this and I go wait for a second, I mute my mic, I switch to my speakers, so then I can keep up with the conversation while I'm away for a minute.
See, yeah, that's a good idea. I could do that.
Yeah.
Mute myself, and then but now with this thing, it's great. I just mute and get off camera, and I go sit and take a piss. I took a shit the other day and nobody knew it, and I was listening to the whole stream the whole time. You know, I love it, man. It's great to be mobile. I'm ADHD kind of shit. You know, I'm fidgety. I can't hold still very well. In case nobody's noticed, I I only hold still for a few minutes at a time.
Are you kidding? Look at me. I don't sit still for more than 5 seconds at a time.
I'm always like
all over
doing
the place.
something,
Yeah.
and I see myself on camera going, God, I wonder if I look stupid because I'm just like,
yeah.
Have you ever been diagnosed
drink.
with ADD?
Hmm?
Have
I
you
forgot
ever
what we
been
were talking about.
diagnosed with ADD?
You were?
Have you ever been diagnosed with ADD?
Is that Rolf?
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you with that damn voiceover shit.
Eat a fucking around.
I don't.
Well.
Secular pagan mom, otherwise known as I call secular pagan mom SPM, because I am, ADD and I'm aligned with the kids these days. Everything has to be abbreviated. I don't know who the hell Laurel K. Hamilton is.
Neither do I.
No clue. No clue.
Um,
But actually, I love
Ox-
audiobooks because I started listening to audiobooks when I was a truck driver because I needed something to keep me awake at night. I used to drive overnights. So somebody had like Sirius radio or XM or whatever, and I was like, I don't want to hear all that fucking talk show shit. I don't even know those people. Now, somebody I know, I'll sit here and, like, if you're on a show, Dick or Peter or Randall, I'll sit and listen all fucking day,
I'm the
because I wanna support
same.
you
I'm
guys.
the same.
But I don't
wants
wanna hear somebody I don't
Who cares
know?
what some celebrity asshole has to say, right? You
Right.
know?
And I can't like sit there and participate with other people in the chat and say we can
Yeah.
talk about it. So like what
Yeah.
the fuck's the point? Then you can't even hear me, So I didn't get into that shit. So I was driving at night and I was getting tired, It's hard you hit that 2:33 a.m. time, whatever time zone you're from, and boy, you feel it, man. So I started to listen to audiobooks. And the second year that I did it, and this was towards my over-the-road truck driving career, but the second year I did that, I listened to over 100 books. I think it was like 101 or 102 books in 1 year. But I just say 100 because I'm not sure.
Now, if they're not Harlequin romance, then that's good for the brain.
Oh,
That's
no,
good.
I listened to all kinds of stuff. I would listen to some
was just
Stephen
kidding.
King
Yeah,
novels.
yeah.
I really got stuck on, honestly, I got stuck on Patricia Cornwell for a while because Patricia Cornwell does those Kay Scarpetta books, and she is a coroner. And, the coroners in certain places go out and they go to the scenes and they investigate it and pick up evidence. And I'm really into that shit, And she's
Cool.
probably written, I don't know. I think back when I stopped listening to them, she was probably at like 15 books. And I think she's got like 20 some odd. She's probably
What's
got
the
like
name
maybe
again?
30. It's Patricia Cornwell.
Okay.
And you can actually look up Kay Scarpetta and you will find the whole entire fucking series. And it's an amazing series, and you have to start from the beginning because you got to have a backstory on everybody. But
Cool.
she's like married to a guy that's in the CIA, and she works with this local cop who's like a pain in the ass drunk, but she loves him and she forgives him for it and keeps dealing with him. And her niece becomes like this high-tech computer hacking whiz and all this shit. And so it's a really good storyline. It's got and actually almost everything there is they're almost all based on true crimes. They might all be based on true crimes. And when she uses medical and technical terms, she makes sure they're accurate. So she's not
good.
bullshitting. So one of the books she has, Kay Scarpetta, goes to the body farm in Tennessee to investigate a certain way that some body had deteriorated, so she could figure out how long they've been alive, what killed them, blah blah blah. So it's really interesting. I love her writing. She's got a little like romance stuff in there and some comedy stuff, and but a lot of drama, a little bit of drama, but a lot of information. Like a lot of good, like you can actually learn stuff because she really references it before she writes it.
Yeah, so it's the opposite of a CW TV show is what you're saying, which is good.
Right. So I actually learned some stuff because when I first listened to one of her books, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I went and looked and I found that I was at the third book in. So I went back to the beginning and started listening to all of them. But so I looked her up and found out that she truly like investigates and references, and she'll use like strange, weird medical conditions that are really rare that give them to some of the criminals. So, this is how we found this guy because he has this disease and he constantly smells like maple syrup, which is actually a thing. It's true. It's true. There's a condition.
I know.
I think, isn't it a skin
Canadians know
condition?
of this one. Yeah.
Is it a skin
well,
condition
we all
or
know of
something?
it. Yeah, I can't remember
Or
how it goes
glandular.
exactly, but all
I think it's a
Canadians have heard
glandular
of this
condition.
because of the maple syrup jokes and stuff, right? You know.
Yeah, I think it's a glandular.
Did
condition.
any of you notice that the moment you started mentioning maple syrup, it drew Randolph Richardson straight to the camera?
Like a fly to honey?
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Oh, nice.
I do have a question for Randolph.
Hang on, Dick,
Randolph.
Dick, you got to be careful what you say about maple syrup, or you're going to get us in trouble.
Randolph, I do have a question. I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So there was this show last night that you were on. How many people were there when you woke up?
None. I fell asleep.
Did you really, Randolph?
The microphone and the video were off. So
yes, they were. We were calling you and calling you.
No one heard him snore or expel O2 out of his ass.
I was asleep. I was tired. I was kind of winding down at that point, and I thought I did tell you all that, but
excuses.
Randolph, I did have someone replacing you.
That's okay. Is that another Darth Dawkins?
I'm sorry, I fell asleep.
Oh, it's another sound. I knew it was Darth Dawkins. Yep. I knew it. I called it.
Oh my God! Here we go again.
Yeah, we were in the middle of the show, and suddenly Randolph went.
And he shut down.
I'm going to play something. I want to know what you all think of this. Here goes.
My head wanted to explode like John F. Kennedy.
Whoa, dude! Do it again.
My head wanted to explode like John F. Kennedy.
Oh, okay.
He's
That's
saying
fucked up.
he's
But
saying
kinda
his head
funny.
wanted to explode like John F. Kennedy. Oh, it gets even worse. Here, listen to this one. Hang on. Here goes.
No, officer, I didn't rape her. I was just making love to her.
Whoa, dude!
Yeah, that's
What the actual hell are you
No, this
doing
was
over
not
there,
me. This was
construction
somebody
guy?
Clearly impersonating me. No, this
That's
was
it,
not
Randolph.
me. This was somebody clearly
Can't have it, man.
impersonating me.
Welcome back, Randolph.
That's the second
Hey.
time I've done that.
It's the kind of thing you expect from these redneck type construction boys, you know?
I don't know. I just call them. I have a new term, you guys. You're welcome to use it. I call them Trumpians. They're Trump
Ooh.
Christians. Trumpians.
I have a few friends in the States who are Trump supporters, but they're not bad people. So yeah, I'm really conflicted on those jokes sometimes because I want to laugh because I agree, but at the same time, I'm like, are they ever going to watch this later?
Well, but, I feel like at least for me, whenever I make a joke about a Trump supporter, I'm talking about that typical, I'm going to go read the Capitol guy. That's who I'm talking about. My sister and her husband,
Wait.
I don't know how I feel about him. But my sister,
that wasn't
hold
a
on.
raid. That wasn't a raid. That was a tourist visit.
No. I'm talking.
I
Hold
read
on.
that.
No. So anyway, she's an amazing person. She's a really good person, but she's a Christian. She's a Trump supporter. And she truly thinks that something's going on with the mask thing, that it's some kind of control thing. I mean, she's a great person, and I love my sister to death, and I wouldn't trade her for the world. I don't agree with her on most things. We're polar opposites. I mean, we are literally polar opposites. She's like Christian, het, cis, blah, 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 blah. And I'm literally the opposite of her.
Yeah, and you were wearing Birkenstocks back in the day, right?
Oh, fuck no, I got better taste than that. I buy Jesus sandals.
But it's
No,
the
they are
joke, though. You know what I mean?
No, I do. I have Jesus sandals. Yes.
Nice.
But I have to get the ones with the closed toe because I kick my fucking toes on. I will kick my. I will.
So do I.
I'll be bleeding.
All my
in
sandals
2
are
hours.
closed toes. How do people do the open ones, B? What the hell is that?
I don't know. I can't. First of all, I can't. I don't want all that shit hitting my toes. And
Yeah,
second
I
of
hate
all,
it.
I don't want to smack my. I will kick something, and I will seriously
Yeah.
injure myself. Yeah, I literally.
Agreed.
I'm a klutz sometimes. I honestly I am. Sometimes I'm fine, but when I get distracted, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing because my mind's over here doing 10 things. It's part of that ADD shit, and you don't pay attention to your surroundings, and then I kick shit. Or one time I slipped on the water left over from my nephew taking a shower. I took a shower, or no, I went and took a shit, and I went to walk out of the bathroom, and I stepped in his big puddles of footprints. And apparently on the way in, I had missed them, but I stepped right in them on the way out, and I slid, and my right foot went down like this, and I put all my weight on my toe, and I broke my fucking toe, my big toe.
Ouch.
Yeah, I snapped it. It was bad. It was like big purple, green, black, blue, whatever color.
Yeah.
It changed green eventually, and I think it probably took like 2 months for it to heal up all the way. So, but you know what it is honestly, Dick, I get injured all the time and I never go to the fucking hospital unless,
Same.
I mean, unless I'm like, it's like a serious head wound. That's not going to, I mean, even on my hands, I'll gash myself and I'll go, oh, that needs stitches. And then I go and stick some Neosporin on it and I make my own butterfly bandage and then I wrap some tape around it and I go, fuck it, it'll be all right. It'll heal
Yeah,
up.
that's what I do. Well,
Rub some dirt in it.
100%. It's just easier, you know?
I don't want to
I
deal
mean,
with it. So I don't know. I could get a full body x-ray right now and they might say, oh, you've had like 20 broken bones. I really don't know. I've never been diagnosed with a broken bone except for cracked ribs. And I know that's for sure because that shit hurts. You know when you break them. But
a kitchen roll and duct tape will get you a long way.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I remember the first time I went to the hospital and they pulled out what looked like crazy glue to help, seal a little cut that I had
it's
on
skin
my
glue.
face. Yeah, and I meanwhile I was in for a couple other things as well. But I remember laughing. I said, "Oh, I've done that a few times with crazy glue." You know.
Well, okay, so we were actually talking about this with Irish Swede the other night, and because he had his whole chest cut open, and they used to staple you, right?
Yeah,
and he said they don't do that anymore. They use Maya had it. I think it was pericutaneous something adhesive something. Anyway, so they actually glue your skin together, and they hold it together with what looks like zip ties.
No
and
shit.
Then they remove the zip ties, and your scars are very minimal. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing. I mean, these days with with some of the fancier cars, they actually use glues to put the body panels on because it's lighter than welding and stuff these days. Like,
and it lasts longer than the clips they use on the cheaper cars, right?
It's amazing that, adhesives in general, the way you have really weak ones for Post-it notes, you have really quick drying ones for fixing porcelain things that children break and on and on.
It's a whole thing. Like there's guys that sit around in labs all day making new shit.
Yeah, it's amazing.
New shit. Yeah. Oh, here's something interesting. Speaking of polymers, let's discuss this real quick, Dick. See if you've heard about it yet. So there's a guy that took carbon and he can make his own like carbon fiber and everything. He will take coal and create his own shit. And a block he makes that's 2 feet by 2 feet is worth like $6 million. And so they when they make it so it comes out in sheets and it doesn't bond to itself. They add something to it. So part of this thing that they started doing was they made a polymer with carbon in it. Now check this out. This is gonna fucking blow your mind. So they made this polymer and they take a rat, and this is gonna freak you out because when he first told me, I went, "Ow, what the fuck?" But they took a rat and took a razor blade and just cut his spinal cord.
Whoa, dude!
Cut his spinal cord. Put the polymer on it. Stuck it back together. All right.
Whoa!
Hold on, it gets better. He laid on it. Now everybody think as I'm saying this, the medical implications for humans on this, okay? Because this is fucking amazing. So they stick it back together, put the rat back in its cage. They have to hand feed it. They're bottle feeding it and everything because it can't move. and it's laying there kind of like a baby, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have control of its limbs. In 2 weeks' time, it was standing up and walking and had one curled foot.
So
wait a minute. It gets better. In 3 weeks' time, back to normal. In 3 fucking weeks.
So we've got not just bone fusing, but we've got nerves coming back together. We've got tendons and the whole nine. How
this
the
is
hell
how it
is
works.
that?
All they did was cut the spinal cord. They didn't cut any tendons or anything, just the spinal cord itself.
Okay.
So when the spinal cord goes to regrow, it doesn't regrow like this. It regrows like this. And so the original nerves that were touching together they're not touching. They grow past each other. They're attached to different nerves. So basically, in that 3 weeks' time, the rat's mind was correcting what did what.
Wow.
So he would think I'm moving my foot and his ear would twitch or something.
Right.
So his body eventually, he learned to correct it and he learned to re-walk, and he was up walking around running in treadmills and shit at 4 weeks.
Wow.
Now, what can you do to save people with that shit? Yeah, and this guy is very inventive. Exactly, Ox. Exactly. Thank you for catching that. Our bodies are carbon based. We are carbon creatures. And so what he's doing is he put carbons back in to heal shit.
So this is
mind blowing.
This is literally, to me, a layman's take of this would be that this is like 20% towards stem cell therapy or 30% without the stem cells. We're already bypassing that.
And
right?
and the bottom line is, for those of you who don't know, we don't have to get stem cells from babies. They discovered that we have them still as adults. We have less of them, but they can pull them off of your own body and put them where they need them to heal you up now. So there's none of that. Don't anybody say stem cell research killing baby. No, that's not what's going on. That's all. And we're not having abortions so we can have stem cells. That's not happening. And the shit has nothing to do with vaccines either. Just to clear that shit up.
All conspiracies can be left at the door. Thank you very much. We are only talking about reality.
So basically what you're saying is that pizza shops only sell pizza now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
That's going to be the shocker to the trumpets.
Oh, wow. That was a good one.
Well, I've got to hop off. I've been awake since yesterday, so
it's late there. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, and I'll hop on another time.
Next time I invite you, I'll make sure to invite Stool and Dick too, so you guys can go around and around like you did, because that was pretty fun.
It's always such a pleasure to chat with you and to see you.
Well, good to see you as well, Randolph. And Stool, I might even be going on one of your immensely popular chat shows when it comes back, but I've heard that might take a while.
Don't hold your breath, because I don't want to be held responsible when you turn blue.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no.
So
none of
you
it.
basically just invited yourself to one of my things.
Hey, Stool, why don't you take this over, and then Peter, thank you. I'm gonna go take a piss, and then I'll be right back. You guys, talk for a minute.
I'm going to hop off. Handing the mic to Stool. That's probably the worst thing you can do. But
that's okay. I'll just talk to the wood in the empty seat.
To the wood in the empty seat.
Pretty much sums my life up.
That's Randolph Richardson.
This is the guy who's the head of Canadian Atheist. I mean, have you ever heard, and you're going to have to excuse me, folks, have you ever heard such a dumb fuck in your whole life?
Okay, I'm off. Be good, Stool.
I'm always good. You know this.
Well, that Darth Dog really flies off the handle, eh? Darth Dog flies off the handle. Good.
He does, but he seems to like me. I mean,
the glories of the genius and eruditeness of Peter Drucker right now. I mean, I'm hanging on every word of his brilliance.
Yeah, too bad I have to leave.
Thanks for that
catch
last
you guys.
bit, Peter. You take care. I appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Okay, catch you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Oh, that's good shit. That is good shit. Anyway, so I just found that very interesting. I thought it really blew my mind. I'm driving down the road and staring at my brother as he's telling me this, how he read about this. But I think it's great, man. I mean, think about, my God, first of all, that dude's going to be he's already loaded. He's like in the top, whatever, 10 of the world anyways, and nobody knows about him, which I feel like most of the richest people really don't know about. Because they don't go around going, I'm rich. They just do their shit and live their lives, you know. But that's for celebrities. Yeah, so this guy is just, and I cannot think of his name for the life of me right now, but he owns, he was like, had a company trying to get better with doing the carbon fiber shit and everything. And then he just decided, you know what, it costs too much to ship this shit in. I'm just going to make it myself. And now he makes it himself, and he is.
I've
loaded.
followed the progression of carbon fiber in the automotive industry anyway, because I'm a big fan of Formula One auto racing, and that's where carbon fiber starts in cars.
Oh, okay.
Right.
See, now the first thing I ever
following it since, you know.
Yeah, the second thing I ever heard that was made with carbon fiber were helmets for motorcycles.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling you, I bought one, and that was the lightest fucking helmet. I never should have gave it away. I gave it away with my bike when I sold it. But man, because I have I had hurt my neck a lot when I was younger, you know, just doing stupid shit, sports and getting in fights and car wrecks and whatever else. So they do with our congressman. I'm not sure what you mean, Maya. Can you explain, please? Thank you. Anyways, so a regular helmet hurts my neck. So when I was out in the country area, I wouldn't wear a helmet. And then when I got closer to town or into the city or highway, I would pull off the side of the road and put my helmet on because I just couldn't wear it that long. You know, it hurts. But man, those carbon fibers, a third of the weight.
Yeah.
A third of the weight and way stronger than any other helmet they've ever built. So yeah, it's good shit.
Yeah. Yeah, the
they do with our congressman. Yes, you're right, Maya. Okay, now I know what you're saying. I apologize. Go ahead.
Yeah, the carbon fiber advances in like helmets and safety, especially in automotive. It hasn't trickled down to average cars. Like you're not getting a carbon fiber survival cell in a Toyota Camry yet, but But it used to be like back in the day when it was only in race cars, it would take hundreds and hundreds of hours to enclave the carbon fiber into the survivor cell of the chassis and whatnot. And now they've cut that down like 50-fold. The technology is really moving along. And personally, I don't think that pure electric charge cars are the way of the future. I think we should be looking at hydrogen fuel cells because you don't have charging time. You can pull in, you can just fuel up, and it keeps society moving the way we do now. But with real electric cars like Teslas and stuff, if they had carbon survival cell chassis instead of aluminum and whatnot, the range would go up big time because you would have a stronger structure that is so much lighter. And
I was just about to go there, and I think that if they're ever going to make a flying car, they're going to have to make it out of carbon fiber.
They have to. Absolutely.
And here, I went and looked this up because I couldn't remember what it was, but I'm going to put it in the chat. Carbon fiber is 5 times stronger than steel and twice as stiff. Though carbon fiber is stronger and stiffer than steel, it is lighter than steel, making it the ideal manufacturing material for many parts. Carbon fiber is made of thin, strong, crystalline filaments of carbon that is used to strengthen the material. And let me tell you,
I want to add something there. You can really change the way carbon fiber behaves. So if you need a little flex in the part due to, engineering stresses and whatnot, you change the weave, the layout. So think of it like fabric that's been sewn together. You know how you have a grain, a weave.
That's exactly what it's like. It looks like fabric. Yes.
Yeah, and what they do is you cross layer the here, let me try to get this right. If you cross layer the weaves in different ways, you can direct stresses in different ways. And that's how they design the survival cell of an F1 car, so that it goes around the chassis and whatnot. And carbon fiber is a lot more versatile in the engineering application of your said, device or car or whatever you're building than steel or like aluminum, because with aluminum or steel you got to use gusseting and all kinds of transfer beams to shunt the energy around. But with carbon fiber you can literally do it with the weave. It's amazing stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it is amazing. Yeah, Theo said hydrogen power, Dick.
100%, man. 100%. It would be so much better.
Dick, did you ever hear about the first guy that ever built his own hydrogen car?
I'm not sure, actually.
The videos used to be on YouTube. I don't know if they're still up or not, but you can look it up. Look up like first hydrogen car. This guy took a regular car and converted it over to hydrogen. And he put videos on YouTube and stuff. And this was like when YouTube first came out. He was doing this shit. And so he put some videos on YouTube, and then he disappeared, and all of his friends and family could never found him again. Just saying.
Oh, I know of this because there's a conspiracy around it and stuff as well.
Right.
Very much so, yeah.
And now people say, oh, they killed him. I said, no, they didn't kill him. They snagged him and said, teach us what you know, if they did anything to him. The government's not going to kill a guy that has knowledge they want.
Yeah.
They probably grabbed him and said, hey, we'll make you rich. You don't exist anymore. Come with us. And he said, fuck yeah, let's do it, because that's his passion. Who wouldn't walk away from it to be able to get paid for to do their passion?
Or the other possibility is he just decided he wanted to have a private life and disappeared that way.
Might have.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, Randolph,
we can make up 50 theories. He went to take a piss, fell down a hole. Now he lives in a cave. He can't climb out. I don't know.
We 10 minutes before I have to stop cutting stuff, so I need to finish this real quick.
Okay. Well, I want to bring up Ballard Power Systems from Burnaby, right? Yeah, the hydrogen guy. So I'll wait till you come back, okay?
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it, so you can just go ahead and talk. I'm hearing you guys, so.
All right. So Ballard Power is one of the first people that brought out a hydrogen fuel cell, and it was celebrated in Canada as a big deal, right? But who gives a rat's ass if there's not an infrastructure to support it? And you need fueling stations that are rated to deal with hydrogen. So you got to dig up all the old tanks, put in new ones, and blah blah. You need new transportation stuff. You need regulations. There's all kinds of government loopholes. You got to be able to extract it efficiently and stuff. So it's a huge thing. But what I personally believe is going on right now, and it's not like some conspiracy theory or anything, but the electric car is the natural progression to the hydrogen fuel cell, because right now we are perfecting the electric drivetrain, and then all we have to do is rip out the heavy batteries and put in the fuel cell instead when the time comes.
Have you guys heard about that truck? It's called a Riven. There's actually 2 trucks out there.
No.
Okay, so they're electric trucks. One's more like an SUV and one is more like a pickup. And they're fully electric. They call it skateboard technology. So the bottom of the truck, the whole base of the truck from the wheel to wheel, is all a huge battery pack.
Oh yeah, okay.
So the axles come off like this. Each tire has its own motor.
Yeah.
So it is literally 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And the good thing is if one goes out, you still have 3 motors.
And with
You're not going to break down very easily.
With that direct drive, you've got all terrain and weather patterns and stuff covered, and the torque. You can have so much weight on a vehicle like that, and the torque of those electric motors will get it moving in a heartbeat, right?
I want to say that they haul up to like 5,000 pounds, 4,000 pounds or something like that.
And
they're super fast. They take off on a fucking, because it's electric. You're not waiting for the combustion motor to kick in. So when you're hitting the gas and you're waiting for that shit to happen in your combustion motor, that motherfucker's already gone.
And with a combustion motor, you've got compromises because you either design the engine to have a torque curve down low or up higher for like a race car or something. But with an electric motor, you get full torque off the shot.
Yeah. Oh, just think about it. Think about how long it takes for gasoline to travel and then the combustion and then blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But with electric, you can have something this far away and it will arc and it will fucking turn on a light bulb.
And it's 100% from the go.
And it's super, super fast.
And that's why a Tesla, like a high-end Tesla with the high-end battery packs and blah, 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 has like a 0 to 60 time of like 2.8 to 3.2 seconds.
You know, I was just saying, hold on real quick, because you're talking about Teslas. I was just saying the other day that there's this guy on YouTube and he goes around racing all these guys with these fucking souped up nitrous, blah, blah, and he wins all the time. And everybody's like, what do you have under the hood? And he's like, oh, it's a Tesla car right out of the fucking showroom. We've never done anything to it. And then somebody said to me, but it's electric. Of course he's taking off faster. And I went, oh, shit, I didn't even think about it.
But the other side of that coin is do a half-mile drag race instead, and the horsepower of those cars will overcome and win the race. The torque only gets you going. It's horsepower that keeps you going, and Teslas don't have enough of it. That's why they brag about their off-the-line speed, but Teslas don't do 185. I lost my license. Now I can't drive. Right?
Right. It's true.
No.
It's true. No, they're definitely not. But I mean, it makes
they're
sense.
Not Autobahn cars. They're not like, like a classic Ferrari 550 Maranello with that gated shifter and that front engine V12. And you're doing $170 down the Autobahn and you look over and you go, care for a cigarette, honey? Because in a Tesla, you would just be going, oh my God, it feels like it's coming apart. She can't take much more of this, Captain. She's going to blow. This is not good. Not good.
That's hilarious. Yeah, those electric pickup trucks, man. I tell you what, I was drooling over them. I was like, how much are these things going to cost? And I saw some about 40 grand. I was like, fuck yeah. And then I read the rest of it said down payment.
Yeah.
You have to give them 40 grand so they'll build it for you.
Yeah.
And then you pay the rest after you get it. You pay the other 40 grand once they deliver it to you. Yeah.
But do you see what's going on? The Tesla truck is stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
What he's done is created the DeLorean 2.0. All he's done is live his Back to the Future fantasy as a child. That's what he did.
They also have they also made electric big truck semis.
Yeah.
And they are electric, and they're one seat in the front and a bed in the back, and But I would love to see one of them get from Vancouver through the Rockies to Calgary. Like the guys with the diesels are just going to go bye. Yeah, I don't know the specs on those, so I don't know how that would work. But honestly, they've been talking about building a super highway from Canada to Mexico for so long.
Yeah.
If they ever do that fucking electric truck's going to be the shit. And they also want to build one from east to west coast.
But the truck needs better range. It's only a mid-range truck at this point for transport. Like,
they're still working on it. Absolutely, they'll get.
Well, the problem is as you add batteries for range, you're adding weight.
Yes,
and it becomes like a rocket. It becomes like a rocket equation. The faster you want it to go, the bigger it is. It's pushing its own weight. How far can you go? Right,
the other problem with that, coming from a truck driver's point of view, is if you're looking at weight, then they can't carry as big of loads because our infrastructure can't handle it. Most states have an 80,000 pound limit for a reason. There are certain states that you can do 100, 110, and you have to have permits, and you can only drive certain roads, and you can only do it certain times a day. And if you go around a city, you have to have a police escort. So you drive to the city, and then you sit and wait on the loop. Yeah. And then the police escort comes whenever the fuck they feel like it, and they bring you around the loop. And then you go down the road with your escorts and go to the next city and get new cops. It's a thing. Right. They make sure that somebody is taking you down a certain route because you will destroy bridges and roads and
But Musk is in the best place. But Musk is in the best place because he'll have that truck perfected, and then the hydrogen infrastructure will be put in place because we're going to actually need it eventually.
And he can convert it like that.
Exactly. Now, all the electric car, don't get me wrong, the little Fiat 500 electric car is actually a better choice for people that live in the city than a hydrogen car because you don't even have to refuel. Just plug it in at night. Away you go.
You know, but with the hydrogen cars, do you know how long they go before you need to refill that tank?
It potentially, based on the Ballard power cell that was developed way back in the late 90s, early 2000s in Burnaby, British Columbia, they were going to be able to give us on a small tank a few 100 miles, like easily the equivalent of a gas engine. But that was based on how they could pressure things in a tank then. What could we do now with, the advances in technology we've done over 20 years with, pressurized systems and stuff? I'm pretty sure that you could double a gasoline or petrol engine's car's range with hydrogen by the time it comes to market.
And by the way, if you made the tanks out of carbon fiber.
That's what I was thinking, right?
you and I are on the same page on that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you can carbon fiber a whole car. That car will be worth like $10 million.
But
just for the carbon fiber.
But not when it becomes a mass-produced item. As soon as you get it into mass production.
Now that's the cost.
Right? Yeah. Right. We got just like when the Prius came out, it was a cheap ass little Econo box that cost like way too much money because you got to drive around and smell your own farts, according to South Park, while you drove it. Right. And even right now, like a Nissan Leaf, brand new, is overpriced, and it's the batteries and stuff. There's nothing they can do. That's just how it is. But when that battery pack is only a small battery pack and it's basically your, where you store your regen energy from braking and stuff, and the car's main performance comes from a hydrogen fuel cell. With all the advances we have in weight reduction and stuff, our mileage is the wrong word because now we're in the electric domain, but you know what I mean. Our performance per kilowatt, let's say, is a better way to look at it, will jump astronomically.
Right, but the big problem we have with electric cars is lithium.
Yeah, and it's awful when those battery packs wear out. I mean, making those battery packs is horrible. Recycling them is horrible, and they weigh a ton, and they make the cars drive like shit. They
also said that we don't have enough lithium so everybody can drive one anyway.
No.
We're not even close to that. We can't even get half the population into an electric car. We don't have enough.
And B, imagine this one. Imagine if everybody in North America right now dropped their gasoline and diesel cars and had a plug-in car. We would destroy the electric grid in one day.
There you go. That's the other problem with it. We don't. Right. The electric grid can't. Our infrastructure just can't handle anything. Any direction we go, it can't fucking handle it. Our infrastructure is fucking crumbling.
Ask anybody who lives in LA with the rolling brownouts during summer with the ACs and stuff on.
One of my buddies, Will, he lives right out on the edge of LA.
Right.
Yeah.
Ask him if he wants everybody to drive electric cars and make that worse.
See, but now here we go. If we upgraded everything and used our natural resources, as in wind and solar, there's so much to it. So much to it. So much money that needs to be spent.
My parents, before they passed on, they lived in Prince Edward Island, Maritimes of Canada, way over. And they had a beautiful property with ocean, on the end of the property, like not towards Canada, but open ocean side. And they were able to put 2 windmills on the property with the government and, all locked in and stuff. And so instead of paying an electric bill, they got a check.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was awesome. My dad just loved it, right?
But also, I have also heard that because of the magnets that you have to put on those and the magnetism it creates in the area, that it has affected the cows. So they have to keep the cows away from the windmills.
Well, I
don't know how much truth behind that. It's just something I heard. So if you can disprove it, go ahead.
I don't know that from a personal experience, but I do know that the property my parents had, they rented it out to these people, the ocean side, except for a spot for themselves for the beach. And people used to come and train horses there because they got to go in the water and work the legs harder and stuff. I don't really know how that works, but it didn't affect horses having those windmills there, or the people who rented the property to do it didn't know that the magnetism affected the horses. I'm not sure how that works.
But then with the cows, they were talking about milk production.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
I think it was
because I don't drink horse milk, so,
correctly.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, the article I read involved milk. But like I said, I don't know if that was a long time ago. I don't know if that's been disproved. It was shortly after the windmills came out, so I can't really have a strong opinion on that. So, guys, I'm going to have to get off here soon because I have to go to bed eventually.
Yeah. It's 8:00 for me, and I'm Pacific, right? So
Yeah, it's 9 here, but I still have to eat dinner and get ready for bed and all that shit. And I like to sleep well.
It's past 20 hours here, so I have to stop cutting things because the circular saw is too noisy. But look at all this. I got all
nice.
Yeah, so I've got my roof coming along here, which is fantastic. So
good. I've never seen such a big outhouse before, Randolph. This is impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be like a 5-hole shitter, man.
We're taking this very seriously. There's no plumbing in here, so it's not for that use. But yeah,
I'm just fucking with you, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
He's going to build an outhouse over in the yard so they can take a piss and not bother the wife while they're doing
No,
shit.
I plan on being there after it's done for sit down live stream and whatnot. I mean, I'm only a 5-hour drive away. God damn it!
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man.
Oh yeah, no,
last
I'd be
summer,
disappointed if you didn't want to do that.
Last summer, Neil the 604 Atheist was 20 minutes away from my hometown, and we were going to get together and hang out and do a live stream and stuff. But during that time was an autistic meltdown moment with my son and his mom and stuff, and it totally ruined the day, and I didn't get to go and see him.
Yeah,
that's okay. It'll be another time we'll be able to do that. And next time you're going to be in Vancouver, let us know. We'll make the effort to come out and see you. We'll go for a coffee.
Oh yeah,
or just hang out.
We
in the park
have to.
Or whatever.
Yeah, you guys really should.
You live somewhere where I lived for like 2 years, right?
Below the water level. Yeah, Richmond.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. It'd be awesome.
I'm not really close to anybody. I'm 12 and a half hours from LA. And so Will's over there. So we had talked about like maybe some weekend meeting up in Vegas once that opens back up.
Oh, cool.
And because he's like, yeah, sometimes because his son goes to his mom's on the baby mama on the weekend. So he said sometimes he just gets a burr up his ass and he drives the 3 hours and goes to Vegas and just hangs out, for the day and the night, and then comes back on like Sunday or something like that. So.
Right.
So we were talking about doing that sometime, but unfortunately, I'm not really close to anybody. I'm a day drive from everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. Randolph and Neil are 5-ish hours from me. Other than that, I'm so far away from everybody I know on YouTube.
Yeah,
right, me too.
That's what I find too. Most people are far away. There's quite a few people here. There's one guy in Langley. There's another guy who just moved to Delta, so it's there's more and more. And what we're finding is a lot of people here locally have been popping out of the woodwork saying, hey, look, when Canadian Atheist starts doing these public gatherings, getting together and doing stuff, they want to be part of it. So we're like, great, well, lots of people being part of this. It'll be fantastic. We've got a lot of plans for public open events, but we had to put them all on hold because of the COVID-19 thing. And one of the plans we have with Canadian Atheists is to run a convention like the American Atheist did before, and what Faithless Forum has been doing lately, called Atheist Interchange. So we had insurance figured out, we had venues narrowed down to a couple, and we had all the budgeting figured out and what the marketing will cost and how much to charge for tickets and all this stuff, so it'll pay for itself and leave us a little more money to make the next event better and bigger. So, but of course, it's all on hold because of COVID-19 stuff, and 'cause we don't want to contribite to spreading that stuff. So,
hell no. Yeah, we're not.
we have to be responsible.
Permissions.
It's made it quite hard for us because getting more members is really difficult when you don't have public events going, and we were just about to start doing our first ones. So it's like, oh, the time.
Hey, Randolph.
Randolph.
Yeah. I got an idea. Why don't we do a stream coming up over on the Shills channel for the Canadian atheists, and we can shill out the links and stuff, and we can bring up some videos that atheists can debunk and have fun with and stuff, and we'll make it an atheist night, and we'll make it a Canadian atheist membership drive night. What do you think?
I want to help with that. I'll come in.
Sure. Yeah.
I love picking on stupidity. That's great.
And our membership is not just limited to Canadians. So and there's a few theists who are our members as well. And so
cool.
Yeah. So because they like our approach, because we're using a gentle and non-confrontational approach.
Right. Which is what the key is if you're gonna have a good conversation with somebody, you don't come off like an asshole right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
You wait till they're an asshole, and then you call them an asshole, and then you get rid of them.
Randolph, I'll tell you this. One of the best debunkers on the Shills channel is a theist, and nobody knows it. And the dude is all that in a bucket of chicken and would be an amazing member of the Canadian atheists because belief in this person's world does not counteract real life. It's just one of those things. I personally think it's a holdover from the parents and stuff, but the guy is an engineer doing nuclear stuff for the American military for submarines.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Yeah.
Nuclear.
Yeah, you should get that guy with my brother, Dick. That's what you should do.
Yeah. He's one of my close buddies, and he's just like, to meet somebody who can actually perform the separation properly. It's very cool. It's very cool.
Yeah. My brother loves to debunk Christians.
I have a few friends like that. Like one of my buddies, he's he's
a theist.
Yeah. One of my friends, I think, is a Catholic. He's, if I'm remembering correctly, but we were talking about this stuff one time when we were going somewhere, and so it came up, and so I told him because he's curious about what's going on in the atheism community. So we talked a bit, and then so after talking a little bit about what these different words, agnostic and atheist, mean, he said, okay, so he's definitely a theist because he believes in God, but because he doesn't know for certain his God is real, he's also agnostic.
Okay.
Yeah. So
fair enough.
I thought, this guy's understanding this stuff. It's good. It's good.
Well, that's why the reason I lean more towards agnostic is because I know I don't know everything.
Yep. Me too.
And so how do I know and maybe it's not God, and maybe it's some fucking female alien. I don't know. But I can't sit here and say, yeah, we're the most intelligent thing in the entire fucking universe. That's bullshit.
Yeah,
That's very egotistical.
Yeah, I'm like you. I'm agnostic. I don't know if deities are real. It's epistemological, right? And I also don't believe in them. So there's the atheist side of it. So
now, and I told my brother, I said, if one day, you're right, and heaven arrives, and it's this huge spaceship, and the Earth's falling apart, and it says, "Come with us. We're gonna save your asses." I'll go. Yeah. And then I'll fucking believe.
I would go without the save your asses. Just show up. I'm in.
I like to see it.
You'll
give
party
it to
all
me.
the time, won't you?
Give
as
it
long
to
as they
me.
got good cold beer, I'm in, baby.
I can't do the theories. Like, fuck theory. Everybody's got ideas and everybody's got opinions, but that
I have a
doesn't mean
feeling
they're right.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one that needs to be wiped.
And most of them stink. That's right.
I have a feeling that Dick Dawson's expectation of heaven is that there would be no limit on how much beer one could drink. Then it would be that'd be a true.
But no, that's only 50% of it. The other half is I wake up without a hangover. Otherwise, it's not working.
But
out.
if you were an angel, you wouldn't get a hangover. But you might not get drunk either. So
I've already got wings. They just don't work, right?
Oh, you've been into the Red Bull, have you?
On that note, speaking of wings, I'm gonna get my dinner eaten and get to bed. So,
all right.
Anybody that's left in the chat, I know it's getting late and everybody's disappeared, but whoever's left, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you. Thank you, Randolph. As usual, I always
Can
appreciate
I mention the
you.
website?
And
Can I
go
mention
ahead.
the web- Yeah. So Canadian Atheist, for people who are curious what we're talking about, it's at www.canadianatheists.ca. Yeah, sorry, just because people were talking about
Yeah,
it.
.ca. That's the part I always want to say a .com, but yeah, it is a .ca.
It'll work with .com as well.
And
Shilling
you
is
guys, I
living, baby.
already shilled the shit out of Dick earlier, so we're not doing
Yeah.
that again, Dick.
That sounds messy.
We're not even going there either. Anyways, all of you, I love you guys. I love all you guys, and you know that. And I appreciate all of you. And take care of yourself. Take care of one another, and get some peace in your life.